Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 63 of the one and only Level Unlock podcast. Welcome back to another week 954 of quarantine. I hope everyone's doing good.
Yeah.
Hope everyone... Yeah, I know, it does, right?
Happy Easter, by the way.
Yes, happy Easter, ladies and gentlemen.
It is that.
Not that most of us could have done anything today, but for those who could, hope you enjoyed it while you could.
Happy Bunny Day.
Exactly. For those
Mark, did you get all your Bunny Day stuff taken care of?
We'll talk about that.
Let's see what he's got. Yeah, for those who were able to spend time with their family and loved ones, hopefully you were able to enjoy it during this Dave extravaganza. So hopefully that was good and meaningful, and we're here to end your day on a positive note based on when you are listening to this. Obviously, it won't be Easter anymore for those who listen to the audio version, but for those who do want to come hang out live, welcome. And also, welcome to all of our new guests, cool cats and kittens, because we currently are at 1,265 downloads, as well as 3,110 followers. So thank you for everybody who is coming on daily, actually. It's like 60 a day, I think, at this point. People that are joining the Unlock Nation. So we appreciate you guys for coming on in. We appreciate you for hanging out and giving us a chance to be your escape from this crazy world during these crazy times. So welcome. As always, you can find us everywhere on the social medias, Level Unlock Podcast, including on Twitter at what, James?
LVL Unlocked Pod. That's LVL Unlocked Pod.
As well as thank you to our two Patreons. If you would like to join the Patreon and help expand our universe, our nation, you can do that at patreon.com/levelunlockpodcast, where you will get exclusive access to our weekly updates, our preambles, things along those lines, as well as we are still piecing it together as to what the $10 tier will be. So just keep an eye out. We're going to do something big and epic for that, so we appreciate you guys for doing that as well. As well as today I uploaded my bit. I will go over a couple of the numbers that I have ranked during my week, and I'll go in depth about that in a couple minutes here. So welcome, guys. Welcome to this epic Sunday. The days feel like they're starting to kind of blend in a little bit for you guys, at least, I bet.
Yeah.
But how you guys doing? How are you guys' weeks? Schroeder, man, let's start with you, bro.
Yeah, it's been pretty busy.
Yeah, what's up,
You
man?
were playing something.
Yeah,
I've been getting into. Well, it's typical for me to have it just running in the background a lot of the times. But I've been playing Elite Dangerous. It's one of those games where you can like set your thing to autopilot and kind of walk away for a minute. Other than that, I was rolling with the Pokemon fever for a little bit. That was pretty intense. I caught over 400 of those damn purple frogs, those Toxicroaks or whatever they're called.
Yeah. Krogunks.
Krogunks.
Well, there's
and
also
I did not-
Toxicroak.
That's
That's
the second
next.
evolution, though, isn't it?
Okay. Yes, and I
think
didn't
so.
get a shiny, so that really put a damper on my Pokemon piece. But I went to Asbury today and I caught a shiny Piplet,
Nice.
which is kind of dope actually. Other than that, just kind of hanging out. I haven't been as productive as I wanted to be, but well, you know, that happens sometimes. I did make one change. I
What'd you
don't
make?
have a beard anymore.
yes,
No,
you
you
did
don't.
shave. You did.
Yeah,
Join the club.
because of Dave. Yeah.
They say you're not
I
supposed
just-
to. They say that according to the WoW or the WHO, that
Wow.
you should be shaving your
WoW.
beard. Yeah, according to the WoW, that you should be shaving your beards at all times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause,
Why? But
well, because Corona can. I mean, it's a
Uh,
germ, and the
yeah.
germ
Yeah, that's
can
true.
get in your
Well, not-
beard.
Not just that, but like if you ever need a respirator,
yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, true. I didn't even think of that.
it
Yeah.
can't get a tight seal with the whiskers.
Gotcha.
So yeah, they
So-
say it's good to keep it shaved anyways.
Yeah. So I mean, that's all I've been up to. It's just kind of
So
that stuff.
question on Elite Dangerous.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know, go into that for a second here, and then like yesterday, you guys were talking about like it's 7 jumps away. Like, have you ever seen, let's say like Guardians of the Galaxy, where they're jumping through universes and you can see them jumping from universe to universe? Like, is that something you can watch while you're jumping from universe to universe, or you just load into the next place that you're going?
Well, when we're playing that game, it's it kind of just more or less loads into the next location. Yeah, you really can't. You can see people flying through hyperspace though, from planet to planet in the solar system. But when it comes to moving from solar system to solar system, no, you don't see that.
Oh, I got you.
But it's basically, for those that aren't familiar with Elite Dangerous, it's a hyper real space flight simulator type idea. Kind of neat because they, from what as I understand, they use actual NASA star maps, and it's kind of like that blended with procedurally generated. So you fly to a solar system, and it's insane. Like, you scroll out and it's literally the entire Milky Way galaxy, and every star has a couple planets usually, and there's quasars and all sorts of really amazing astronomical bodies. It's a really, really visually appealing game. And then they've added there. I mean, you can be a pirate, you can be a fighter, you can be a miner, you can be a taxi driver, a bus driver, you can freaking trader. You can, I mean,
Basically, you have full freedom of what you want to do.
Can
yeah,
you get off
literally
your
be an
ship and go onto
explorer.
a planet?
Kind of right now. That I was talking to my buddy, and he said they were talking about adding that kind of idea, similar to like what's that other game that people
No
play?
Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky.
Well, there's No Man's Sky, and then there's another one.
Eve.
Nope. I don't think you can get out of your ships on Eve. What's that other game that's like this?
Star Citizen.
Yeah, Star Citizen. You can get out of your ship and stuff, and you can steal other people's ships and things like that. But I don't know. I played it a long time ago, and it was real janky. So I mean, it's been a couple years. I'm sure they fixed it a
What,
bit.
Star Citizen?
Yeah, but Star Citizen, it seemed very similar to Elite Dangerous, except you can get out of your ships and shoot each other and steal other ships and things like that. And I think they were talking about adding that kind of idea from what my buddy was telling me, but I haven't looked into it personally. But you can land on planets, and you can get out in a little rover, and you can like prospect, so you can blow up rocks and acquire resources that you use for different things later. But yeah, it's a really good time. It's fun. I'm having a lot of fun with it. We were trading for a while. That's what we were doing for a couple days while because I actually have a save that has a lot of time and energy put into it already. So I was pretty set up for to some degree. My buddy, on the other hand, just started, so I was kind of like mining, trading, like doing trade runs with him. But right now, I kind of there's places you can go to kind of min-max your ship. So like you add, 'cause that's the thing, is you can completely customize your ship to a bunch of different layouts, and you can go to these engineers that will then take that item and modify it to make it more efficient or more durable or something like that at a cost of resources. And the one thing I want to do is over 1,000 light year jump. But my ship is dope. Like, most ships, when you first get them, can only do like 10 to 15 light year jumps for the most part. Presently, my ship can do 47 light years per jump. I'm actually making a ship. I stripped it down of everything except a big warp drive. So I call it the paper cup because it doesn't even have shields. Like, it literally is just a hunk of metal flying through time and space.
How long does 1,000 jumps take?
Well, I mean, each jump probably takes about 15 to 20 seconds. So
A couple minutes. Well, not a couple minutes, but yeah,
it'd take a while.
minutes.
But it also depends on what you're riding as far as the ship goes. So like, what I'm trying to do is there's a place out there, and so they have this thing called the bubble, and the bubble is basically where humanity has kind of reached out and is growing its growing its presence. Well, it's not huge compared to the rest of the universe, so if you fly outside of the bubble, that's when you run into weird things. Well, this place is pretty far outside the bubble, and it is about 1,000 jumps away. My ship can do about 47 light years per jump. So, like, well, how many jumps is that? That's roughly around like 25 jumps.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So they
something like
each want
that.
it, you have to get fuel and stuff.
Yeah, but you can get a fuel scoop. So you can either go to bases and fuel up there, or you can fly up next to a sun, pop open your fuel scoop, and it will fill up your fuel that way. That's how you go on them super long missions where like there's nobody around, because outside the bubble there's nobody there. So
Outside the bubble.
yeah, outside the bubble there's no one there. So you're not going to be able to fuel up at a station. But if I do that, if I accomplish the mission I plan on accomplishing, it'll add another 10 light years to my jump range,
Nice.
which would be pretty dope. Yeah.
How many people
So-
are on at one given time, like on a server? Because you said you can see them like fly past like different like galaxies and stuff. There's probably a bunch.
I
I'm
have no
assuming.
idea. I have no idea what the limit is. I mean, it's the whole universe, so very rarely are you like you can. I haven't encountered any of them, but I've heard of and watched YouTube videos where there's like literal Star Wars going on, where there's like, you know,
Can you shoot
freaking
at other
50
people if you
people.
find them?
Oh yeah. You can shoot at them. You can rob them. You can, like, for instance, somebody could be on warp drive. This happens to me all the fucking time. You could be in warp drive because I do a lot of trading. So you could be warp drive and somebody kind of pulls up behind you and you can't really even see them. You can see them on your radar, but you're not really paying it. I don't know. You're not always paying attention when you're driving
Yeah.
on these long
Oh, yeah.
runs. And all of a sudden you get interdicted, which basically the screen starts. It's kind of like you're driving through a warp tunnel, so everything turns blue and it's flying past you, and there's a circle that kind of moves around, and you got to try to keep your ship aimed into the circle. And if you do it right, you'll blast out of this thing. But if you fail, you fall out of hyperspace. And when you fall out of hyperspace, it takes a minute for your engine to recharge. Meanwhile, this other person is doing only Lord knows what. So a lot of times, what they'll do is they'll tell you, "Hey, drop your cargo." And if you don't do it, they can either kill you, which they can target specific systems instead of just blowing your ship up. They could just knock out your engines or take out your shields, or you know what I mean. So one strategy people will do is they'll knock the engines. They'll chaff somebody so their guns don't work very well, and then they'll knock their engines out, which turns off essentially they can't move now. So from there, then you basically eat their shields and basically you blow their engines up, and then they're just floating there.
That's
What
brutal.
happens there?
Yeah.
Like if you get stuck in space?
Oh, you're fucked. Well, they can they can then use these little robots that hook up to your back. So they could choose to blow you up, and if they blow you up, then your cargo empties out all over the place. I think some of your cargo gets destroyed in the process, or they can put these little robots on your back door and blow your door off, and then all your cargo just dumps out. And that's usually the strategy that professional pirates use. They don't usually blow your ship up because that's unnecessary in most cases. Plus, it doesn't,
It's not nice.
Yeah, what is that? Bad form when they can just, it's you show a level of and you show a level of superiority when you don't necessarily have to blow somebody's ship up. You can just
Yeah, and you
Kinda
can
some
still get
honor
all the
among
shit that you
thieves.
need without having to,
actually
Fucking
kill
dude.
them.
without being.
So
a
if
dick.
your ship,
Okay.
and if your ship ends up breaking, there's a couple ways of dealing with that. One of them is if you have the resources in a separate inventory, you can build these little robots that kind of fix your ship. There's actually a forum online of these people called the I've never had to use them. Fuel rats, I think is what they're called. So you can go to the Facebook page and be like, "Bros, I'm stuck at this place," and they'll send somebody out to your location and
Oh, that's
they'll fix
cool.
your ship and fuel you up.
Interstellar
and
AAA.
Yeah,
That's literally what it is. Yeah, that's literally what it is.
that's pretty cool.
So it is a really, really, really fun game. Hours away when you are focused in it. It's just, I mean, hell, if you've ever wanted to be in space doing space stuff, presently this is the best game I found for it. I haven't tried the other ones. A lot of people say No Man's Sky's really, really come a long ways. I
Those
asked
two
my
have
buddy.
with all the updates. So
Yeah, they're telling me it's like a combination of this and Ark.
really,
Like, yeah, if you flushed them both out and like to basic mechanics, it's like they took those two ideas and meshed them together. So both do what they do really well, but No Man's Sky like
Sure.
puts them together and kind of gets them to work to
That's
some
cool.
extent. Yeah, so a lot less options in No Man's Sky, but you know how it goes.
Star Citizens. Isn't that game? Weren't we talking about that? Isn't that still in beta? Weren't we talking about that like a
I
week
thought it was
ago?
an alpha still.
Alpha, yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it was.
Yeah, that game.
And
Are you
it's
cutting the cord, Dad? Are you cutting the cord? Huh? Yeah.
Never coming out.
I have a door. I have the internet cord is running through the door, and he was closing the door, and I think it was hurting the cord.
snaps in half.
Yeah, no more internet. Thank you.
Yeah,
I don't
that
know what's
because
keeping it from closing now.
that's isn't that we looked it up. That game was like stupid expensive. I thought there was like
The quintessential Kickstarter story.
that's what it was. Yeah, and that was like there's $1,000 starter pack that you can purchase
Yeah.
for Star Citizen.
Crazy. You're an investor is the idea and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's how they get away with charging you $150 for a fucking ship. Ridiculous. It's like Eve though. I mean, I heard Eve is a lot like this,
Eve
but
is stupid. Eve
stupid
is
fleshed out.
stupid.
Bro, I've heard about people getting their ships stolen. Like, I don't know how Eve works where you can just steal somebody else's ship. Like, I don't know if you jump out and fly to somebody else's. Like, I think you can actually, like, somebody has to let you borrow it first. So you have to build somebody's trust. Like, I heard about this story about a guy who had hundreds of hours on a ship, and he, I guess, it's never been blown up. And he had, whenever you kill a certain amount of people, you get like a symbol or some sort of crest or some sort of marking on your ship. And this ship had like, you know, a couple years worth of battles under its belt, and the dude had gotten a better ship, but this rando started hanging out with the group, borrowed the ship from the guy because everybody thinks he's cool as fuck, and then he sold this bitch on eBay.
Yeah, like Eve is
Started a whole
game,
war actually.
Yeah, Eve is a game about
They wrote
like corporate espionage, and it's
bro, there's people that write
a
whole
space
book
opera
series. Yeah, people write whole book series that take place in the world of that game.
of true things that happened.
Yeah,
Like,
of actual things that people are
Yeah.
doing, like different wars that are going on and
huge ass wars.
Really?
taking place between actual players. Like,
Yeah,
it's
and
fucking
it's-
bonkers, dude.
It's ridiculous with it, like, oh hey, you know, this huge corporation and this corporation got into a war because this guy was infiltrating another company, that the rival company, and stole like trade secrets, and they hired mercenaries to fire on the front lines, but they turned against them because the other company was paid them more, and it's ridiculous the amount of stuff that goes into it. Like it's like one of the bigger battles lasted 48 hours.
Yeah,
Shit.
and that's just ships flying around shooting each other like Star Wars, bro. That's crazy. It's pretty cool. So I mean, I don't know how deep Elite goes into it, but I don't know. I might after the show tonight, I might watch some comparison videos between this and Eve just to see, because there's a lot of really neat. I mean, you can do a ton in this game, so I wonder what Eve has that this doesn't.
Eve has a lot more. Eve
Has it?
Eve has its own like fucking like stock system, like stocks.
Oh, really?
And like there's like, instead of guilds, it's like corporations, and you could be things like mercenaries that are hired by these corporations. It's a way more fleshed out MMO version of Elite Dangerous.
Now that has there's a paywall there, isn't there? Or there's a
Oh yeah, you could spend a lot of fucking money on that.
well, I mean, it's a monthly fee for that one. I think that
Um,
one's like $15 a month or
possibly.
something like that. It's one of those type of
Possibly.
MMOs.
Probably. I would assume
I
so.
think
for
it
how big
is.
it is.
This
Pay to
isn't.
play.
This you just play. Yeah, this one you just pay and go. But I'm pretty sure that is. But you get what you would expect to get out of that. You know, like you said, you get a trading depot. You get uh, um, stocks. You get probably, like you said, you buy companies and corporations, and I mean, you probably get what you would expect with that. You know. But Elite's a nice time and it's beautiful. I'll tell you though, Elite is beautiful. Some of the places you come across. So, but that's been mostly my week and what I have been doing. I highly recommend it. It was on sale. I don't know if it's still on sale. I don't know if it'll be on sale by the time our listeners get this, but it was only like $15 for the two.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah, because there's Elite Dangerous, which is like flying from spaceship or from planet solar system to solar system, but then there's Horizons, and that's what allows you to land on planets and ride around your little mini cart. Yeah, right now each game is only $7. For both of them, you're looking at $15, which is killer because it's 75% off.
That's awesome.
Eve
That's
Online
really
is
good.
free to play.
Oh, really? It is?
Mhm.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Interesting.
I'll get you.
Yeah, I'll have
but
to look into
they fuck your butt with the
that.
microtransactions.
You're
Yeah, yeah, that's what I hear.
not
Well, they gotta
buying
pay
it.
the
You can't.
developers somehow.
Yep.
Hey, there are CEOs of actual companies that put a lot of money into EVE Online.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's that, yeah. So you can pick up Elite for $15 for the 2, or if you just want to fly around, it's $7.50, which is really good deal right now. Or Eve is free. And I don't know enough about Eve to say any more about it.
Sure. Good shit, man. Thank you. Nate, how about you, man?
Not a whole lot. I've played Siege. Uh, let's see, what else have I done? I played Doom Eternal. That was solid.
How was
I
that?
returned to Doom Eternal. It was good.
It
It's a
looks fun. I've seen some people playing. It looks really cool.
it's a really fun game. It's really good, but I'd only play it once. There's no real, from what I can tell, besides like the small little like secret levels and whatnot. There's no replay value. Like that's something for me. If I'm gonna pay $60 for something, I better be able to get a lot of time out of it. And my big thing was like back in Doom 2016, I played a lot of the team deathmatch, and it's not really team deathmatch anymore. It's this weird multiplayer kind of deathmatch system. It's called battle mode. It's interesting. I didn't like it, so I returned it after an hour of gameplay. That's fine. It's a good game. It's Doom. It's you want gore and monsters and demons. Here you go. It's I mean, like I said, I only really played an hour, so I can't give a full synopsis of the fleshed out whole story, but
Just in
it's
your
Doom.
opinion, it was decent.
Now, mind
Just
you, I've
not
only
good
played.
enough for $60.
Yeah.
Yeah, if that game was $30, I'd be fine with it. I would have kept it, no problem. I can't justify 63.58.
Wow.
Not a not a thing for me.
Yeah, especially if you
Um,
can't expand on it.
I spent
Right.
that on the order 1886.
The order came out at $40.
It was 60.
I never saw it for 60 when it released.
I actually bought the collector's edition that was on sale for
Okay.
$60. It was originally 80.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that game
Yeah.
came out. Interesting. Because I got it new for when it, like around like the month it came out for 40, but maybe it depreciated that fast.
Yeah, after people were pissed off at it.
The game was fantastic. Everyone
I
can
loved
fuck
it.
off. Other than that, I played Conker's Bad Fur Day. After I don't know, James, what an hour and a
Hour.
half of fucking troubleshooting.
Trying to get a controller to work.
Yeah, it was. I hate emulators. They're so touchy. At some point I messed up one thing apparently, and it never told me that I fucked anything up, or I never noticed I fucked anything up. But yeah, that was fun. Other than that, today I played Code Vein for about an hour. That was the demo. Now I'm just waiting for Valve to refund me so I can buy the full game, and I am very excited to play that because that is a very fun game. Code Vein, if you're not familiar, it is a Souls-like game from Bandai Namco, super anime-esque and vampire anime, basically, is the best way to explain it. And then add Dark Souls mechanics. It's a really pretty game, very Gothic Victorian-esque as well, which is something I love. That's one of the reasons Bloodborne is one of my favorite games, is just the pure scenery. Um, that's a lot of fun. The game itself is challenging, a lot of dodging, a lot of combo. It's just like the Soul series. You got to learn your enemy, which is fun. I always like that. Other than that, I haven't done much this week. We never ended up getting into D&D stuff, which sucks. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I can't think of anything else.
Okay.
James.
So I played some video games this week. I played Rainbow Six Siege, Resident Evil 3 Remake, Animal Crossing. I also played a little game that's kind of like not really known. It's like kind of a niche game. Not many people have heard of it. Like it's called what is it called? Hold on, let me get the game box because I don't even remember what it's called. It's Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Fuck is that?
I know, right? Like I've never heard about it
Me neither.
until now. Me and Walker are gonna talk about that after the weeks are done. I also played the fuck is it called? This is actually like a niche game, legit that I played on the Switch. Hold on, consider it. There it is. Okay, it is Kukiyomi Consider It. I played it on the Switch. So it's basically a WarioWare kind of game where it's a bunch of like mini games, bunch of micro games
Okay.
that only last like a few seconds. But the goal behind it is you have to be as considerate as possible. So hey, you're sitting on the train. There's a boyfriend and a girlfriend standing on the train. Oh, let me get up so you guys could sit down. Or hey, I'm golfing with my boss and he totally whiffs a shot. Let me look away right before he misses the shot so I don't see him miss it. It's a lot of fun. I might play a little bit of it after this, just so you guys could see the insanity that it is. That's what those pictures I was putting in the group chat the other day, where it was just vaguely considerate. I mean, other than that, I'm learning Unreal, the Unreal Engine. I'm learning how to code in the Unreal Engine. That's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's fun. You can do a lot with that.
Yeah. That and watching Live PD and Hell's Kitchen. That's been my life.
Doesn't sound too bad.
Whoever wants to go next, go next.
Go ahead, Mark.
I'm not good at picking.
Oh shit. Well, I haven't done anything too crazy. It's primarily just been working on websites for me, so a lot of like personal things. But as far as games go, I guess I've played some Siege with these guys. Not too much. I'm not very good at it.
Me
Played some
neither.
Animal Crossing. Good old Bunny Day happened.
Okay, all right. Let's talk about Bunny Day real quick. Did you get all the stuff?
No, because I couldn't find 2 recipes.
Okay.
And
You're not missing out on anything. You're literally missing out on the shittiest reward you could have gotten.
yeah, I looked into it, and it doesn't seem like anything too crazy, but it would have been nice to like actually been able to get all the recipes. That was just my issue. I was just kind of disappointed that like after I stopped getting hints from Zipper, then I stopped finding recipes, and then my girlfriend ended up giving me one, and that was it. I was just like, cool, I can't do anything now, and then the thing's over, so I can't find any recipes.
I got all the recipes before Bunny Day. Like I already had all the recipes.
Neat.
And I spent like goddamn an hour in the stream today making everything and then getting that stupid bunny wand. I damn near threw my controller. It was the dumbest shit. It sucked. Oh.
But yeah, that's pretty much my expectations of that. I was just kind of disappointed that I wasn't able to find recipes. And I guess I also played some Rocket League. It's pretty dope. Playing a bunch of Team Fortress 2, just because it's a great way to waste time. We played some Pummel Party.
Oh yeah, we played Pummel Party.
Yeah, we played that for a good like 3 hours or something like that. What else was I? The last thing was go ahead.
We played Human Fall Flat.
Yeah, we did.
We did do that for a bit.
I forgot about that.
That was pretty fun. I enjoyed it.
That was enjoyable.
It's a really cool puzzle game that very physics based, and I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it.
It's hard to explain.
Yeah, it's like team based, but at the same time, you just kind of fuck with each other.
Yeah. And apparently,
Like-
it's all able to be done by yourself as well.
I could understand that. Why there's so many like blocks and stuff as counterweights and
Mhm.
that sort of thing.
Mhm.
It's just a lot easier with more people.
Yeah, you could cheese the fuck out of it.
But it takes a while, so I think it's kind of worth it. The last thing up with me, I would say would be Fallout 76. Their Wastelanders update's going to be coming out this week, so I'm going to see how that goes. Yeah,
It is.
that's really not what happened last week, but next week I'm kind of excited for that. That's what's going on with
Excited
me.
to be talking about that.
Well, I'm excited to say if it's gonna be shit or if it actually like made the game like good or not.
Delivers on
that's-
its promise of hopefully doing good.
Here's
Yeah,
hoping.
that's my week.
You never
Walker,
know.
hopefully your stream doesn't crash because mine did.
Will
Mine died.
suck some butts, my dude. So for myself, I did play the good old 7 of the fantasy finals. So that was
what?
fun.
What is that? I never heard of that.
Played that. I finished all of the Marvel movies. And then I released that on the Patreon, where I ranked all 23 from my most to least favorite. Did that. Didn't really play much else. I only played one day of Final Fantasy, just because I wasn't really feeling it this week, and with my chair and everything being broken, that's a game I don't want to like, oh, I'm playing it, this is fun, yay.
You
Like-
don't want your experience sullied by outside sources.
Exactly.
You want to
'cause-
explain your chair situation?
Yeah, so earlier last week, basically how it all started was I'm in the chair. There's a lever. I go to lean back. I lean back, and all of a sudden it goes, and I flew backwards. So I was like, what the fuck? And so the one piece, the connector that connects the top of the chair to the bar that I sit on for the base, snapped. So for the week, I've been sitting like this on the side. Because you can't lean back. You lean back, the whole back's going to fall off. You can't lean this way, otherwise you're going to fall that way. So I've been leaning to the side. So I'm like, there's got to be a way to fix this. There has to be. So I tried a couple different chairs last week. None of them worked. So then I brought my other chair back. And I had a fork sit next to my computer. I'm like, there's got to be a way to, like, to fix this, to use this fork to at least be a placeholder for my chair.
MacGyver it.
MacGyver it. So I put my chair down and I jammed the fork in between the seat, the back and the seat, and you have to sit perfectly still like you're a fucking mummy, and then it works. And your back's like perfectly straight because the chair doesn't move back and forth. You move back with a little pressure, you're fine. But more than that, the chair goes flying. And the fork moves. So I'm sitting there yesterday, and I lean back a little bit, and all of a sudden I hear, crank. The fork snapped in half. So I stood up, I said, fuck this chair! And I Spartan kicked it, and I kicked it back right off the chair, completely snapping both sides. I was so pissed because I fell off the chair again. This was literally right before I was going to stream Final Fantasy VII. I was gonna, yesterday. I was gonna stream Final Fantasy VII. It was like 12:30 or something like that. I don't remember when it was. I'm going to stream. I'm feeling good, and yep, I leaned back. The literally, I don't think I still have it. I probably threw it away. The fork literally broke in half, broke in two pieces. I'll see if I can find it. And then I just stood up and fucking straight punt kicked that bitch as hard as I could, ripping the whole entire back off the chair. I'm like, well, looks I'm not using this now. So now I'm sitting on a metal chair with a pillow.
No, it's beanbag.
No, I switched.
Beanbag.
I
Oh, you
couldn't.
switched it?
Yeah, because the beanbag propped me up too far, and it was fucking awkward to sit on. So yeah, I was so pissed. And Nicole was in the bathroom. She walks out and she was like, "This is why you don't get nice things." I was like, "The fucking chair's already broken. I was just helping it." I was so pissed. And then I went and
Nice.
cleaned. And she was like, "I love how you went from going to stream and playing video games to do a complete 180 and you clean the whole house." Because I'm pissed. I went to the garage and I started throwing shit out from the garage because Tuesday is our mass pickup day. So I fucking did all that. I threw shit away from the garage, cleaned the whole garage, and she was like, "I like this. Hopefully you can have more chairs break, so you just decided to clean instead." That was supposed to happen. So give you guys a sneak preview for anyone who does want to partake and help be our Patreons. I have obviously all 23 movies ranked, but I'll just read the top 5, and then from there
Well,
you can kind of see how.
No, you shouldn't do the top 5. Do the bottom ones.
Oh, I didn't write any reviews from the bottom ones. I can if you want me to. I'll do the
Well,
bottom
no,
5.
Yeah, because like, oh hey, what's the like if you do the top 5, I mean, what's the point?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, really.
So yeah, then I'll rank my least 5 least favorite. So dead last is The Incredible Hulk. I wrote, this is a movie I was never a fan of. It didn't do anything for me. It doesn't help that they changed the Hulk. So to keep the vision of Mark Ruffalo, I've always decided just to not watch it. So that's
It's
always
also
my.
it's not even
Yeah, that's not a part of the MCU. I didn't
barely-
think.
They count it.
by default.
Yeah, they count it
It's
as a
not
23.
Technically, but they just throw it in there.
Yeah. I put it in there because in certain lists you see it'll be ranked after that this takes place right before Iron Man 2, like at the same time as Iron Man 2. So I put that in there. Number 22 would be Thor: The Dark World.
I hear that movie sucked.
I put in there. The movie just wasn't exciting to watch. There were some cool parts that progressed the story, such as the ending, where you thought Loki was dead and he actually was not an exiled
Whoa,
Odin.
spoilers.
Spoilers, yeah. Sorry if you haven't seen a 12-year-old movie.
Don't watch it anyways.
Number 21 is Captain Marvel. The movie itself wasn't bad. I am not a fan of Brie Larson. I find her acting to not be great. In my opinion, she has the emotional range of a bag of potatoes. I hate Brie Larson so much. To me, she came in and basically the demeanor that I thought is that she kind of felt like she owned the place, and I just kind of like like all the interviews and stuff that she did was kind of, she made it about her, so I wasn't a fan. Number 20, the first Thor. There was to me this movie was good, but the 19 above it I felt were a lot better. So that's pretty much the reasoning.
Cool.
And number 19 was Avengers: Age of Ultron. This movie to me was the worst out of the Avengers movies, but still not a bad movie, as some people might say. It introduces mutants into the MCU. Even at the time, they couldn't call them mutants. They were enhanced humans, as Disney didn't own the rights. As the Avengers movie, the church fight scene was awesome. So, but that is my bottom 5. Now from 18 to 1, you gotta use your imagination or join our Patreon to agree, hate, love my list.
What tier do you have to be for that? Is it
I
the friend? No, it's the
Journeyman, right?
journeyman.
yeah, it's a
Journeyman
$5
Locksmith
tier.
at
Yep.
$5.
Yeah, and fight me on my listings because I know a few people may not, they won't agree with my top 5 at all. Top 10 actually, probably. Myself and other people will differentiate significantly based on opinions. So obviously, yes, this is my opinion. So if you do join to just comment and shit on me, feel free. But just know it's my opinion, so don't be hating too much. But yeah, if you do want to know the rest of the list, patreon.com/levelunlockpodcast. Let me know what yours is. comment on the link below for anyone who already is, and let me know what you guys think and what you guys' top listings are if you are a Marvel fan and if you've seen them all. Out of all of you, I think Nate probably the only one who's seen them all. Has Schroeder, Mark, or James? Have you guys seen all of them?
Nope.
No, I haven't seen them all.
Not even close. I've seen Avengers 1, Age of Ultron, both Endgames, Captain Marvel, Iron Man 1, and Civil War.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, and the
cool.
Guardians.
Yeah,
The Gardens duo.
Gardens. Good
What
old
was your
guard.
question?
I was saying I'm pretty sure other than you, I don't know if the other three have seen all of the Marvel movies.
Oh,
I was gonna ask what's your guys' top 5, but if no one's seen it, you can't really list your top 5. If you want,
I've seen the first Spider-Man movie.
okay.
what are your top 5, Nate, out
Um,
of all of those? If you can think about the top of your head, I know sometimes you gotta sit and think, just because there's so many.
I mean, like I know all the movies. I've seen all of them. I don't know, at least 2 or 3 times. Um, so I'd probably put. I'm gonna do top 5, but top 5 none in order, just because the ones I'm talking about are pretty hard to do. Iron Man 1, of course. That's a staple, at least in my opinion.
Mhm.
I really liked Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier was super solid.
Yep.
Are we get so with this question? Are we doing
Stick with Disney.
Infinity War and Endgame as
Two separate.
technic?
I did it as 2 separate ones just because they weren't
Okay.
released at the same time.
I'd say I liked fucking Far From Home a lot. That's in the top 5 for sure. Other than that, I'd probably say Endgame over Infinity War, just because I feel like it meant more.
Mhm.
Both of those movies were super solid, but after watching both of them, I watched Infinity War twice and Endgame 4 times.
Yep.
So they're really good movies. Top 5s are hard for me with those because, like, for me to give a justification on a top 5, I'd have to like sit down and break down why each one's where it's at. It's a whole thing. Maybe that's something
There you
I'll
go.
do for the Patreon.
Yeah, that's kind of what I did. I didn't go too in depth, but enough just to kind of give a brief synopsis is why I thought. I feel our top 5 is going to be close, similar. I'll say what it is after the podcast, but
All right.
just based on the couple things that you said, it's could be, it could not be. I may be lying. Who knows? But anyways, let's get into some news. Shall we,
News.
boys? I got three movie movie and TV things. So the most epic movie cut that'll never be released has been confirmed. It is true. Cats butthole cut is real. So
just release it, you cowards.
the Daily Beast has reached out to the visual effects artist responsible for removing the buttholes. In an interview, he confirmed, yes, that was entirely my job to remove buttholes from every single cat in the movie before it was released. So there is a version that has them.
Nice.
So he has confirmed that that is a real thing, which is absolutely hilarious. So maybe one day, what's the word? Anatomically correct?
Anatomically correct.
There you go. So yeah, he was. They didn't release his name as he was asked to remain anonymous, as to coming out and saying that the movie production probably doesn't want this to be a thing. So, but yeah, it was. He said, yes, I was there. There is a fucking asshole on the cats. There are buttholes. And then it was his job to put CGI over every single one and remove every one.
Imagine having an entire team dedicated just to scanning through every frame of your movie and replacing the buttholes. Imagine
That's
putting
funny.
that on a resume. Like, oh, what did you do in 2019? Oh, I removed buttholes from the movie Cats. Lead butthole remover.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, that'd be fucking hilarious. Other news: Fox Entertainment president Michael Thorne has said on Dateline, not Dateline, Deadline, that none of Fox's flagship shows are ending at this time, but it is rumored in the foreseeable future that Disney will be removing The Simpsons from TV and putting it solely on Disney Plus. It is unknown when that this will happen, with Family Guy being moved to NBC, as well as Bob's Burgers will most likely join The Simpsons on Disney Plus at one point. Because for those who don't remember, Family Guy is going to NBC because Seth MacFarlane got a $200 million deal to be exclusive to NBC.
I would do a
Hey,
lot
I'd
of
take-
things for $200 million.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
So that is, Family Guy will be removed slowly over the year, but next year it won't be on Fox, as well as he feels within the next 1 to 2 years, The Simpsons will no longer be on Fox either, and it'll be strictly on Disney Plus. So it'll be
So then
interesting.
here
I've never
comes
watched
Fox's
Simpsons.
shitty sitcoms.
Yeah. That's very true. I've never personally really gotten The Simpsons. I wasn't allowed to watch it as a kid. My mom never let me, so I just never got into it. And until I was older and I watched Family Guy, and then that was the show for me, and not The Simpsons. And I try to watch The Simpsons, and I'm like, no, I like Family Guy way more.
Watch what seasons of The Simpsons did you watch though?
Oh, I've never watched full. I've only seen episodes here and there. And
Yeah.
only reason why I saw the movie was because my history teacher in 12th grade played it for us
Nice.
as he was like, okay, this is a project for the week. It was a Simpsons movie. And they were like, what does this have to do with American history? Like, it's the Simpsons. They're a part of American history. And that was his justification for it.
I mean, they are.
That is true. So we watched, that's the only reason why I watched the Simpsons movie.
Seasons 2 through 8 are some of the best comedy ever to be on television.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
That's awesome.
seasons 2 through 8 are perfect. They are perfect television.
A lot of people are diehard Simpsons fans. I don't like they fucking love it. So, but I just never personally got into it though. Last piece of movie news that I have. James Gunn, the director and writer of Guardians of the Galaxy 3, says it's still on time and it will not be delayed currently, based on the Dave. And he was asked to give a little bit more insight on Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and he says, all I have to say is that Rocket will be a very big part of what happens for now and in the future. There's a lot of stuff, like your scars you see on his back, that we are setting up and planning on explaining and exploring that side of Rocket. So, if you remember the Infinity Wars and Endgame, out of the Guardians, him and Nebula were the only ones to survive. Spoilers after the fact, sorry. But they were going to be exploring Rocket's history more, as he is a vital part in the future of the MCU, is what James Gunn said. So,
Wait, didn't everyone survive though? I thought everyone survived.
well, they did eventually, but
Oh, okay.
originally when the snapping. So,
I'm gonna do this. Everyone's dead.
All right, see you later.
and that is all I got for movie news. And let's get into some gaming news.
Thanos
Big-
is lame. Fight
Thanos.
me. 1v1 me. Thanos was dumb.
The what was it?
Fucking not Rick Grimes. Rick Harrison from Pawn Stars. Purple Rick Harrison just snapping his fingers.
I can see that now that you said that. Yes, Def, I can see that. Better in
Damn.
my head now. I'm mad.
Yeah, you're never gonna be able to watch those movies again without thinking that.
Oh my god. Chumley, get over here.
Man, these Infinity Stones sure are nice. I'll buy them for $5. It's the best I can do. Best I can do.
Come on, man. 10. Nope, 5.
I got a
No,
family.
5. Okay, so hey, gaming news.
Yeah.
There really wasn't a lot. Who here likes Saints Row?
I do.
Who here likes Saints Row 3? Guess what's getting remastered?
Good old
3.
Saints Row 3.
Bingo.
Nice.
So it's been confirmed. This is according to Games Radar. Saints Row the Third Remastered is releasing on PS4, Xbone, and PC in May. So next month. It's coming out May 22nd. So get ready for that. They never remastered the first or second one, did they?
I
I
don't
don't
believe
think
so.
so.
Yeah, they only did 4 and then now 3. Interesting. I wonder if we'll ever see a Saints Row 1 and 2 remastered.
That'd be sick.
Probably one of the biggest news things to come out this week was the PlayStation 5 controller reveal.
Yes.
So I don't know if all of you guys have seen it, but I like the design of it.
Big old
it's-
white thing.
Yeah, it's heavily white with black accents. The light bar for the system is on the side of the touchpad, and they got rid of the share button instead calling it the capture button. But it's gonna have the better rumble. It's gonna have the better. Other than that, it's also gonna have a microphone on the controller. So going back to the old Famicom days.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it's not called the DualShock 5. It's called the DualSense. It's gonna have the haptic feedback, adaptive triggers, and more. This is according to Android Central.
I wonder if this is, because of the white design, I wonder if this is a tale of how or what color the PS5 is going to be.
Oh, it's probably
Because-
gonna come out in white.
Because all the controllers match the system.
I'll be
So-
upset, but
You don't want it to be white?
no, because my PlayStation 2 is black. Not the one that I have right now, but my PlayStation, my daily driver PlayStation 2 is black. My PS3 is black. My PS4 is black. My GameCube's black. My N64 is black. My
You got the
my
big
Switch
ass
is
white
black.
thing.
You know, and then you have white.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I hate about one of the things I hate about the 1S. It just didn't look good with everything else.
Yeah.
Everything was black, and then there's just this fucking white eyesore just sitting there.
This sounds so awful.
Is
I know, but yeah, it's
Do you
It's-
have the key differences between the Series X and the PS5 controller? Was there any?
the PS5 controller still has the touchpad. The Series X controller is basically just an Xbox One X controller
Yeah, they
or
look
One S controller.
similar.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like the exact same.
Okay.
The only difference between the PS4 and the the DualSense controller is the microphone, the adaptive triggers, and the haptic feedback.
Got it.
The better rumble, HD rumble, essentially.
Got it.
We'll talk about Inside Xbox last. But we like rumors here, right?
Oh, of
We like
course
talking
do.
about rumors.
You.
I like
Yeah.
talking about Resident Evil, so let's take a look at 2 Resident Evil rumors.
Oh baby, let's get it. I just saw these today. It's like
Hey, we got new rumors about RE8. Resident Evil 8.
yeah, we do.
So it looks like it is going to be called Resident Evil Village. It's going to take place in like a European town. The operates in okay. It looks like Chris is going to be a main character in this one. Chris Redfield. It looks like
Look, they're gonna heavily lean on the horror side of it of Resident Evil 7.
yeah, Ethan's back. It looks like from Resident Evil 7. Also going to be first person. It looks like they're testing both a Resident Evil 7 style UI alongside with a Resident Evil 4 style UI. And yeah, I mean, it's something we could take with a grain of salt. Again, it's not been confirmed by Capcom themselves, so we can't say for certain, hey, this is exactly what it's going to be.
Yeah, it'll.
And then this is something that I saw today. This is from the Video Game Chronicles. Apparently,
Once before
go ahead.
you move on, really quick, I have something else
Yeah.
about to expand
Okay.
on the Resident Evil 8.
for it.
So, it's also rumored that there will be a new stalker type enemy called the Witch, which will be heavily similar to Nemesis, and from the Resident Evil 3 remake. So that is also the biggest rumor, and that you will be regularly hunted and haunted by this player throughout the whole entire story.
Man, everyone says Nemesis, but no one gives any love to Mr. X.
That's true.
Nobody cares about Mr. X now that Nemesis is here.
Yeah, that's all. He's a forgotten character. But yeah, they were supposed to. They said that they were most likely going to announce that at E3, but because E3 isn't happening, they'll do it at their own leisure.
Probably around the same time as E3. When E3 would have been.
So hopefully, I'm assuming here with the next couple weeks, if not a little bit later, maybe a month, that we're going to start getting a ton of directs, because all these companies that were revving up for E3 in June, they don't have anything to rev up for anymore. So that's when they're all going to. All of them said they're doing a direct. So I'm assuming here we're going to have some.
Blow our load now.
And we're going to fucking be overwhelmed with news here soon. So be prepared, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh God, I'm not looking forward to it.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Keep going.
You're fine. I saw this today. This is according to Video Game Chronicles. Apparently, Capcom's working on a Resident Evil 4 remake.
I would buy that immediately.
Oh, I would too. Apparently, it is being developed by M2, which is founded by former Platinum Games head Tetsuya Minami. They helped out with RE3 remake. They really haven't done much. They're a very new company. Not really much is known about them, but they probably have a really good team. I'm sure Capcom is going to work with them to make Resident Evil 4 remake. Resident Evil 4, here's a little fun fact. Resident Evil 4 is Capcom's highest rated game of all time, according to Metacritic.
Makes sense.
At a 96 out of 100.
Phenomenal game.
The only game below it is Legend of Zelda Minish Cap.
Really?
Fun fact, because that's a Capcom game.
Nice.
So, I mean, we'll see. I personally think that Resident Evil 4 is perfect as it is. But who knows? I mean, I'll play it. I'll buy it day one. I'll probably buy whatever the biggest collector's edition is. Because Resident Evil 4 was the first Resident Evil game I played, and the first game that I bought with my own money. I still remember when I beat Resident Evil 4 for the first time. It's
I was stoked.
One of those landmark moments of my life, beating Resident Evil 4 for the very first time.
Oh, yeah.
It's over at my friend Jeremy's house. Instead of, hanging out with him, I was playing Resident Evil 4 on his GameCube. I still have that copy to this day. The original, the OG copy.
I like it.
Well, that's it for rumors. Does anyone else have any gaming news before we talk about the Inside Xbox?
Yeah. I got some unless Mark and Nate have some. You guys can go first.
I got something real quick.
Go ahead.
They both have to do with Animal Crossing. So China's banning sales of Animal Crossing New Horizons in China. Yeah, actually. Ah. Yeah, so China's banning those because you know how you can make those cool little patterns and stuff? People are making like good old Hong Kong Revolution patterns in Animal Crossing.
Revolution of our time.
Fun part about it is that the game isn't even officially released in China, but being that people are able to import it internationally, pretty much the game as of right now is just banned by the government itself. So that's a fun time. We'll see. We'll see what happens whenever it comes out in China. The last thing that I have up there is a person made a tool that calculates
Oh.
the Animal Crossing turnip prices using your current turnip prices. So you pretty much, if you get your turnip prices during the week each day, you can put it into this website. Let me bring it up real quick. The website is turnipprofit.io. Yeah, you input all of your turnip prices, and then it will give you a % chance of what those prices are going to be the following week. So see what your turnip prices are, and then if you're not too familiar, the Animal Crossing turnip exchange subreddit also exists. So if you want to make some high bills on your turnips, you can check on there and see if somebody has an island that has like 200, 300 some bells per turnip, and you're like, hey dude, can I come to your island? They're like, sure, just give me like 10%. They're like, all right, deal. And then you make a trade and make bank. That's all I got for gaming news.
Did you know that there's a it's called like Nookazon? It's like Amazon but for Animal Crossing stuff.
That's awesome.
Like it's literally a marketplace where you could be like, hey, I have this item. This is what I'm selling it for. Here's my friend. Here's the name of my island. Here's my friend code. Here's this. Here's the dodo code. Come and buy it.
Fucking hilarious.
And also tomorrow, no more fucking eggs.
Very true.
No more eggs. I can go back to getting pissed off at sea basses.
So for my gaming news, to kind of continue off Nintendo. So remember last week how I was saying how Nintendo Switches are sold out everywhere in the world, just because they are currently the best-selling console. Nintendo has just released a statement that they are suspending shipments due to the Dave, which means that all places who do not have any Switches will continue to have no Switches for at least the next 2 months. So if you have a Switch, good job for you. If you don't, sell it on eBay. You should probably make a lot of money. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. But yeah, unfortunately, Nintendo is suspending all shipments of the Switches. They said that they were not expecting this demand to increase like it did. And unfortunately, the demand is too high that they are unable to reach. So they are just going to suspend all shipments at this time until they can make enough consoles to release to everybody.
That's what I was thinking. Instead of it being because of Dave, it's because they did the same thing with the Wii.
Yeah.
Sony did the same thing with the PS2, where it's like, hey, we're getting way too much in. Let's just chillax for a little bit and just stockpile a little bit of them.
So yeah, they are currently postponing all of that. Also, GameVice, the company behind controller solutions for iPhones, iPads, and other mobile devices, is attempting to sue Nintendo over the Switch for the second time. It aims.
This time went over well.
The lawsuit is aiming to halt all sales of the console, to enforce Nintendo to stop selling the Switch in its entirety, due to allegations that it stole its design, that it stole their design to make it for the Switch. So according to the article in the lawsuit, that GameVice created a controller for your phone that attaches, so your phone is like this, and it has Joy-Cons that are on the sides, essentially looking like... Shut up, Siri. Essentially looking like the Nintendo Switch. And because of that, they sued them before. The lawsuit got dropped because basically the Supreme Court said, no, you guys are stupid. It doesn't. but they are doing it again, saying that yes, it is, and especially now with the Lite series, that essentially pretend this is your phone. This is the device that Game Vice has curated, and your phone sits inside of it, replicating the Nintendo Switch. But the Nintendo Switch came out 6 months after Game Vice released theirs.
Yeah, that company's going under because of this. That company's done.
The thing that they don't realize that just because they released it 6 months before the Switch was in development for years. So they had this design, but still though, it doesn't. The first,
as long as that patent wasn't there.
yeah. So, and they figured it was a better time than ever. You can't sell it. You can't buy a Switch right now. So why not sue the company and tell them to keep not selling them? So Nintendo's just gonna laugh and be like, "Ha, you guys are hilarious."
Because your 2-bit company is going to be able to handle the army of lawyers that Nintendo has. Like I said, what's the company name?
Game Vice.
Game Vice. I feel bad for all their employees.
Yep.
That company is going under. They're not going to be able to survive this. They're not going to win, and they're going to be spending way too much money on lawyers.
So,
lawyer fees.
Hopefully we'll have some more news here in the next couple weeks. Usually these lawsuits, the next week we have...
Weird. These usually last years.
Well, in some cases, when we talked about like lawsuits, the next week, because this case was dropped, they're no longer suing them because they're like, yeah, shit, never mind. So, next piece of news I have, Dead Island 2 is back in the news, boys.
Oh God.
So, Dambuster Studios, the developer of Dead Island 2, is finally moving in the right direction. They have released 8 new positions on their website for developers to develop cross-platform, cross-platforming, essentially. It is where they are looking to take the sequel, is they are to make it cross-platform with current and future generation consoles. So if you want to apply right now, there is 8 art director positions open on their websites to help develop and create the cross-platform coding, I guess is the best way to put it, that they need to make the game cross-platform.
Sure, I'll apply. I'll probably do a better job than the team that made the first fucking game.
Yeah, so it is it is unsaid or unknown as to when they will move forward even more with it, probably because everything that's going on, it's just going to be halted, but they're putting themselves in the position so when everything is back up and running, they will get on this game and hope to release it in the next couple years. But we shall see.
It's never coming out.
Yeah, it's been
since the 360 and PS3 era.
I was gonna say it's been over 10 years, hasn't it been? Plus.
Well, let me take a look.
It's been a minute
easily
because
10.
Easily 10.
Yeah.
I got it for, what did I get it for? I think I got it for the 360, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty sure I did. I thought this game's gonna be amazing. I played like 2 hours of it. I could have played more, but I didn't.
2011. So
2011.
9 years.
Wow. Crazy. Last couple things I have. Final Fantasy XIV has postponed all future patches and updates until after the Dave, as well as unrelated to Dave, but WWE 2K21. 2K employee was doing an interview and suggested, but could not confirm, that WWE 2K21 will not happen due to the epic failure of 2K20.
Well, do you know what the problem with 2K20 was? The main reason why it was trash?
Know what?
Midway through development, they fired the company UK's.
Oh yeah, they did.
Who made this engine specifically for this game, and the company that took over had no idea how to use this engine.
That's right. I forgot about that. So then they're just like, I'll figure it out. Yeah, because of that and the lack of sales, he had suggested that 2K21 will most likely not happen.
Smart.
Obviously, that is just a rumor, but who knows? I honestly, at this point, don't know too many people that play the WWE video games anymore. Back 20 years ago. Yeah.
SmackDown versus Raw, or like SmackDown, shut your mouth, here comes the pain.
Yeah, all the SmackDown games back for the PS2 and shit. Like, those were amazing. I feel like everyone played those.
SmackDown versus Raw 06 is one of the best wrestling games ever made.
And then you have the one for the 64. What was it? No Mercy or something like that, or WrestleMania.
WWF No Mercy.
Yeah.
There was that. What was that? The WCW NWO one.
Yeah, there was that one.
That was really good.
Yeah, after the PS2 ones, they kind of went downhill from there. They got very intricate coming up to the PS3, PS4, where it was just too much. To create a character at that point was just unbearable. Like, there was so much you had to do, and it was just...
They also had the points system too.
Yep.
So you couldn't just make your character outlandishly stupid.
No, you couldn't max out the character levels anymore.
Not even that. But like, you couldn't even put like too much attire on them.
No.
Because there was like a bar for like the character creator for like what kind of items and stuff you could put on them.
Yeah, they actually
really.
Yeah, they actually they forced you to go through the career mode with your character. I think the highest you could have went was level 75. And then from there, you then had to upgrade your character through the progression of the story. You couldn't just max out your character just to do for like shits and giggle matches where you just did a match. They took that ability away after a certain point. So that was kind of stupid. Apex Legends just released an update. They are bringing back the olden days. They have permanently released duos, as well as they have permanently released map rotation. So no longer will you just be launching into the new map. You will rotate between the original map and the new map. So kind of
change really map rotation when there's only 2 maps.
Well, yeah. The map that you will load into will be pre-dinosaur. So if you're not familiar, at one point the dinosaurs broke the barrier that kept the dinosaurs out, broke, and the dinosaurs came in. It'll be pre that, as well as the current state of the map that it is now. Not that it has changed much, but that's pretty much what it is. As well as next month, like I said last week, they are talking more about the Titanfall update that they will be releasing for the new season. So they keep pressuring. If you're a Titanfall fan, keep out for the new season of Apex.
Guess I'm gonna have to get back into Apex.
Yeah, that's what we'll have to see what happens.
So yeah, they are emphasizing that hard. That if you're a Titanfall fan, the next season of Apex Legends is for you. 100%.
All right, we'll see.
So yeah, they're not going into any detail other than that, other than saying that if you like Titanfall, play the next season. That's pretty much what they're getting at. So we'll see what happens. Well, I'm assuming soon they'll release the trailers, and I'm assuming they'll have little hints here and there. So last thing I have is for Call of Duty. Call of Duty Warzone has reached another epic milestone. It has beat Apex Legends as the fastest growing battle royale game in history. It has reached 150 million downloads in less than a month and a half. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's kind of perfect timing.
Yeah, it really is. It is unbelievable how well this is doing. It is crazy. Apex Legends reached 120 million people in the first month, because at the time when it came out, it was the only thing to rival Fortnite. So, but now Call of Duty Warzone is now on fire, taking off, and just annihilating. As well with that, they have permanently released quads. So when it first released, there was only trios. Because of all the complaints, they took away trios and brought back quads. But when they did that, they got complaints saying, "Hey, why did you take away trios? I only have 2 other friends to play with. I don't got 3. So bring back trios." So they had an abundance of complaints, so they just brought back trios too.
Nice.
All my shit's glitching.
Yeah, my shit's glitching too.
Yeah, it's slowing down for me.
I wasn't sure.
I was
Oh,
like,
The
is it
internet's
just
having a
me?
hiccup.
Yep,
yeah, it is. There we go. There we go.
Everything's back.
Everything's back up, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
Discord was just giving us a little trouble.
So you can play quads or you can play trios with Warzone. With also that. Remember how I was talking about last week how they released Modern Warfare 2 remastered and there was no plans for the multiplayer mode to come out?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
That didn't last very long. The multiplayer for Modern Warfare 2 has been leaked. And
Nice.
it is going to be released with the next major update next month, where they will be releasing the multiplayer modes for that game.
Nice.
It is unknown because it is currently packaged with Modern Warfare. Is if you have both, you can play Modern Warfare. It'll allow you to play multiplayer with Modern Warfare 2, or do you have to physically load that game, Modern Warfare 2, to play the multiplayer? That side hasn't been evened out yet, but they were saying that there was going to be a massive update, and we will know what is happening on the update on April 30th. So, if you like the multiplayer mode for Modern Warfare 2, it's coming. I never played any
Who
of the
didn't,
Modern
though?
Warfares up until this one. I played them here and there because my brother had them, but I really didn't. I didn't get into it until Black Ops 2. So I never played it.
I played the shit out of Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, Modern Warfare 2 is like the best one.
I know a lot of people loved it. I heard a lot of things. A lot of people loved it. Watch. I don't know if you want to talk about it, Nate, because you're probably the best one to kind of talk about it. Valorant. That's how you say it.
Yeah, Valorant.
Kind of what it is, how to access it, and like, is it good? Is it not good?
Okay, so what I've played of it so far, I've played probably about 7 matches. I don't mind it at all. I like it. It's fun. It's a little different, but also a lot of the same kind of things you would find in like CS. It's the same kind of gun system. Like certain guns you can ADS, certain guns you can't. Then it's kind of weird because you throw in some abilities from like say Overwatch, like characters have ults that you have to build throughout the gameplay. It's 5v5, 5v5 or 4v4. It's one of the two. I think it's 5v5. My only problem with the game, and this is completely preferential, but it's just the matches are so long. So it's 3 on each side. No, my fault. It's 6 rounds, and then it switches to another 6 rounds. So it's the first one to 12, but one full round only counts as one point. So it's a very long match. It probably takes you about 25 minutes to get through one game. It's a lot. I'm not super familiar with the old school CS stuff, so I don't know how long those matches were. I heard they were fairly long.
If it was a highly competitive game, it could take, I would say, like 15, 20 minutes.
Okay.
But not like 25. But like your average game, like if you were to jump into like Counter-Strike, maybe like 10 minutes.
Okay. Other than that, the game itself is solid. It's by the people who make League of Legends. They know how to make a video game. They made so a lot of people are like, oh, why didn't they make like a tactical game or something that's not just a hero shooter? But it's Riot. What else are they gonna make? A hero shooter makes the most sense for them to make. It seems the game itself seems really well done. It does take a bit of skill to play the game. Also, like all games, you can rely on dumb luck and you can just get really well at one point, and then the next match you get in, you don't do shit. That's what happened to me. Other than that, the way you can find the game and the way you can get the game, because it still is an early access beta, and the only way to get it is by going to twitch.tv and watching any creators who have the tags drops enabled and are playing Valorant. There are tons of people playing right now. The couple things are, some people keep messing up. They mute the streams, they go AFK. You can't do that. You gotta have the stream open. You can't have the stream muted, and it's completely random. So it'll pop up, it'll in your notifications saying you have received a key, if you so happen to get lucky enough to receive a key. A couple ways to increase your odds, even though they'll swear back and forth, it doesn't technically increase your odds. And in some ways it doesn't, I guess, by like the basic, you're not going to get multiple drops because you had multiple open, but it's just you're watching multiple streams, so you still only have one chance to get it at one point, but you have multiple one chances, if that makes sense, if I'm explaining it properly.
Yeah, I got it.
That's what I did. I had my thing going. I had my computer running, so Twitch was still running. Technically, it wasn't AFK. Was I at the keyboard? No, but Twitch was running. It wasn't minimized. It wasn't anything because it has to be in its window. It has to be up. Otherwise, it'll notice that you are not there, and then it will not drop to you or not have a chance to drop to you. I went to bed. Twitch was running. Woke up, still wasn't there. Came back about 6 hours later. Boom. You have received a key, and I'm like, sick. And then if you don't see it there, always go to the link that Valorant gives you, because if you're waiting to get into Valorant, you've been to their website. You know what beta website I'm talking about. It'll either say not yet or you're in. It's very easy to know if you got it or not. Other than that, so far, I haven't played a lot of it, like I said, but I'll give the game probably a 6.5 out of 10.
Better than Overwatch, or
it's not the same game. And that's the one thing is a lot of people are like, oh, it's just like an Overwatch. It's just another Overwatch game. It's like Paladins, and it's not the same game at all. So like Paladins is let's move this cart, and then Overwatch is let's move this car or whatever the fuck it is,
This
depending
bomb
on the map. Yeah. It's all strictly either wipe the team or plant the bomb and guard the bomb. It's how CS used to, how Counter-Strike is, pretty much the best way to put it. It's solid, it's fun. I will say the part that people are getting correct when they're saying it's like Overwatch is at this point all games have a character that runs, well, technically no one has a set gun in this game. It's you buy from the list of guns, and then it resets like the amount of points you got that match, and then it's just a different gun every single time. Or you can pick the same one if you'd like. But everyone does have abilities, and there is a Reaper clone, but he does a lot more, which makes him a lot cooler, in my opinion. But he does the same things that Reaper can do, besides the extra stuff. Then you're just going to have your typical characters that are similar to other characters. Like Paladins has Androxus, obviously Reaper from Overwatch. This guy, I don't remember his name because I haven't unlocked him yet, but people I've played with have. I don't remember what they call him, but he is pretty cool. He got like the shadow gas smoke stuff. Then he can like dust up the map so no one can see. It's pretty neat. But yeah, Valorant's solid. If you get a key, give it a shot. It's pretty fun. It's going to be free to play from what I've gathered. And yeah, it's a decent game.
good shit. Thank you. And that's all I got. James, let's go to the
Okay.
random Microsoft Direct that they.
But before I say that, there is one other piece of news that isn't that I'd like to announce.
Yeah, go ahead.
That kind of also feeds into my week. I was going to buy a shirt of this, but it was too late. I wouldn't have gotten it in time. I wanted to kind of surprise all of you guys, except for Walker. Walker knows what I'm talking about.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So Google Stadia is free right now. They started their
What?
free program.
Mhm.
And you can also get 2 free months of the Pro membership. So guess what I tried, guys?
The Stadia.
Yeah. I played the game Guilt, I played Destiny 2, and I played the Serious Sam collection. I first played it on my computer, which is hardwired into my Orbi system, my Orbi Wi-Fi system.
Okay.
Color me impressed.
Really?
It actually works.
Huh.
It actually works pretty well. I did not experience any issues at all with the game. No sound issues, no graphic issues, no lag, no real no input delays that I could perceive. It was... I'm shocked. I'm honestly shocked. I probably maybe 3 hours into Destiny 2. I just kind of fully stress test it for a little bit. Yeah, I am shocked how well it works.
Good.
When you're
That's awesome.
hardwired.
Yeah. Yes.
I also played it on my phone. It is unplayable on the phone. That's hooked up through Wi-Fi. There were many times where I would be playing and my controls would just stop working when I would play Destiny 2. Or the game would just lag, like unbearably lag. It's virtually unplayable on your phone. At least with my 100 megabyte speed. Speed. Yeah, no, I was gonna buy I was actually looking and I was gonna buy a Google Stadia shirt. And I was gonna wear it, and you guys were gonna be like, "The fuck you doing?" And yeah, I am honestly shocked at how well the Google Stadia works. I would say, at least hardwired, I would say it's on par with the xCloud.
Okay.
I will go as far as saying that. Wi-Fi, it's trash garbo. Hardwired, it's as good.
Last thing, but we forgot to talk about. So before we get into the Microsoft, big game came out this week. 23 years in the making.
Okay.
The unknown mystery that is Final Fantasy VII.
What the hell is Final Fantasy VII? I don't know what that game is.
Never heard of
It's
it.
a little RPG
Little indie game.
made back for the good old PS1 that introduced the world to live action RPGs, cutscenes,
action
not live
RPGs.
action. Sorry, I can't think of the word I was going for there, but so I just said live action. But cutscenes, the animations, the videos, the graphics, it was evolutionary.
Yeah.
For its time, it still is technically revolutionary. And when people played it, they were like, "This is amazing."
Mhm.
The jump from the top-down Final Fantasy VI to Final Fantasy VII was leaps and light years ahead of its time.
Mhm.
Fast forward 2016, little good old trailer.
Well, I wouldn't even say fast forward to 2016. I would say fast forward to 2005.
Yeah,
E3 when they showed off the PS3 tech demo. That was just the opening scene of Final Fantasy VII, and everyone was flipping shit. And Square's like, "Nah, dude, we're not making a Final Fantasy VII remake. The fuck you smoking? You must be smoking that pack."
forever people were like, we gotta make remake 7, and it was a hard no. Their statement from the CEO was, until a Final Fantasy game outsells Final Fantasy VII, you will not see a remake of Final Fantasy VII. And that is literally what they stuck their guns to. Unfortunately, that day never happened. So,
Nope.
15 came close. 14 came close as well. 15 came closer. It was the closest anyone's ever been out of all the Final Fantasy games, but still nowhere came close. Total sales, including inflation, leaps and bounds above the rest.
Well, I would say that 14's probably made way more money than 7 did.
Like, yeah,
that's
overall
monthly,
money.
but
Yeah. Because that's online, so you kind of really can't include that.
Yeah.
standalone games. 'Cause-
Actual cartridge, or not cartridge. Jesus Christ! Actual units sold.
Yes. So, but that day unfortunately never came.
Fuck, that came from.
So, well, first 6 Final Fantasies were cartridges. So,
Yeah.
2016 E3 to end the Sony press conference. There was a time in a world where there was heroes, chills.
Can I just say, like, legit right now, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it.
Yeah.
About that event. It was just so. It was incredible to see that.
Oh, it was
And I'm,
phenomenal.
Like, actually,
Yeah, I got
you can't
goosebumps
see it,
too.
but I'm getting goosebumps right now.
Yeah, me
thinking
too.
about it.
Yeah, it was amazing. And then they scroll through Midgar and they show the slide that Cloud sat on, and the crowd just fucking goes crazy.
Popped off. I
Yeah.
have never in my life
Yeah.
seen a crowd go as insane.
We didn't see that. But yeah, that
as
was
insane as that moment.
Yep. Yeah, they were. It was amazing. I jumped. I was excited. Okay, I'm like, this is the reason why I'm getting the PS5. And then we heard nothing.
Hmm?
Big fat zero.
Yeah, because
Crickets.
because they had to fucking scrap it.
And then comes 2018. Final Fantasy VII has been scrapped so they can completely remake the game. What?
Fucking Cyber Direct 2
Yep.
decided to Square put their heart and they gave their golden goose to Cyber Direct 2, the
Yep.
company known for making shitty anime fighting games. The biggest fucking game ever.
Yeah.
And
So-
they fucked it up.
Yep. And so they had to re-scrap it, wipe it, redid the whole thing from top down. Supposed to come out in February. Got pushed back. But now, on Friday, the 9th, for 23 years, finally released. Final Fantasy fucking 7, baby. So, you played more than me so far, James. Other than people watching us play the demo, things like that. What are your thoughts? What are your issues, if any? What are you feeling? How do you feel it's going to play out? And
Let me talk about the singular issue that I have with the game. The singular issue. And that's the targeting.
yeah,
That targeting can get fucking jank real quick.
I agree.
Because especially if there's multiple enemies in close proximity to each other.
And every
game
fucking
kinda-
direction.
The game kind of doesn't know which one you want to target.
Yeah.
So it will just randomly target whatever it feels like. You can remedy this by doing the auto lock or doing a lock on. So it's not a huge deal, but that was the problem. The only problem I had with the demo as well was that targeting was bad.
Yeah, you'll be shooting with Barrett, then all of a sudden you'll kill the enemy that you can't see, but he's still fucking aiming the wrong direction.
Or not even that, your Cloud, like in the very first part of the game when you're in the Reactor 7
Yeah.
and you're playing as Cloud and there's the little guns up top that are shooting at you and you have like the guys on the bottom. Cloud will just decide, hey, I'm gonna target these fucking guns up here
And I can't
as
reach.
I'm getting beat up by these things down here.
Yeah, I did notice that. Visually, though, everything else,
Looks
it's
great.
fucking stunning.
I'm blown away that this is a PlayStation 4 game.
I honestly, I
This
wonder how
is-
it looks in the PS4 Pro. I don't have
Oh,
one.
it looks unbelievable on Pro. That's
Really?
that's what it was capturing on. Through when I stream it, it's captured on the PS4 Pro.
Oh yeah, I forgot you have a PS4 Pro.
It's just not running in 4K, but it's running at 1080p. It's passing through in 4K at that 60 hertz it's 60 frames, and with the HDR, it is the best looking game on the system,
Oh, by far.
hands down. Nothing looks better. The
No,
fact that it came on 2 discs is just a testament to that.
Yeah.
It had an install disc. It's like I'm back in there.
Does it
It's
really?
like I'm back in the mid 2000s playing games on PC. There's one. Yeah, let me grab the game real quick.
Yeah, well, he's doing that. Yeah, the things I loved about it when I was walking through the town after blowing the reactor, just walking up next to an NPC and just listening to their conversation.
It's hard to see it, but this says
Yeah,
or data disc,
that's
and then the other one
awesome.
will be the play disc.
That's insane. That's insane. Like, there was a part where when you first enter the Seventh Heaven area, where there's a group of people watching the news.
Yeah.
I just literally sat there and looked up and watched the news with them. And it fucking goes through it all, and people are talking, oh my god, I can't believe this is happening. This is crazy. It's so intricate. It's unbelievable. Or like those guards that are blocking the one area. You walk up, and the one guard like is all like, hey, you can't be here, and the other guard yells at him like, dude, man the fuck up. And then you just stand there, and then he yells at you again, and he does it like 2 more times, and it gets more strict. But like little pieces like that.
There is another issue. It is running Unreal 4. It is running the Unreal 4 engine, so you have the problem of just textures not loading. I don't know if you were watching, Mark. I know Nate was watching, but there was that one part where I'm entering in the apartment, and that door texture just refused to load.
Yeah.
There was a door texture that was just a muddy mess.
Really?
And just would not load. But that's a problem with the engine.
Yeah.
But other than that, what do you feel? What is since you played it more than me so far? What is like? How are you feeling with it overall?
It's the best remake ever made.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It tops all your Resident Evil remakes.
Yeah, by far. The changes that they made to this game, the way they expanded on even the minor stuff in this game, and I don't even have like a nostalgic eye for the original Final Fantasy VII. Remember, the first time that the original Final Fantasy VII was last year for the Let's Play. So I am coming into this with a fresh set of eyes who just played a good amount of Final Fantasy VII for the first time. And other than it being such an influential game, and definitely one of those games, if you are a fan of RPGs and especially turn-based RPGs, you need to play, there's no reason to play the original anymore. This tops the original in every way, shape, and form. And the voice acting,
phenomenal.
Maron, the voice acting, they did it perfectly.
Oh, it's amazing.
Going back to my Let's Play of it, me and Mitchell, since there is no voice acting in the original Final Fantasy VII, we kind of had to make our own voices. And a lot of the times, like, they got it exactly how we would be reading it, with like the same kind of cadence and same kind of like voice, like same idea for the voices.
Yeah,
and everyone does a spot on job.
Yeah, like the idea that you have in your head, like, I feel like this person sounds like this.
Mm-hmm.
And they did. They got it solid. Sephiroth is
Sephiroth's fantastic.
Is
Barrett,
phenomenal.
Barrett is probably the best.
Oh yeah.
Because he is just like a preacher, like a black preacher. You ever see the videos of like those churches, the predominantly black church, where they're doing the singing and the dancing and the clapping?
That's what it is.
And there's the one guy going, Lord Jesus, Lord Jesus, Lord Jesus. That's exactly how Barrett sounds.
Yeah.
And it's perfect for his character as a hardcore terrorist.
Yep. They don't see themselves as terrorists, though. Just remember that.
They are super terrorists.
Yeah, no, I think they honestly got it right. The second Sephiroth talked, there was that subtle hey cloud. Like that. calm, subtle, maniacal, like I'm gonna destroy you voice.
Bodacious.
Like, oh, that's a sexy man right there. So
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah,
man who means business.
yeah,
He do mean business though.
but
He
I'm
do mean business though.
I'm excited to see what direction they go with this for the 40 hours it's gonna take just to beat Midgar itself, and
Yeah.
then
Can we
leaving.
talk about the combat real quick?
Game looks super cool. It's such a gorgeous game.
It is.
Because the combat is exactly how Kingdom Hearts 3 should have been.
I agree. I agree.
It's fast paced. It's the perfect they managed to make it the perfect combination of new action RPG and old style like strategic turn based action.
Yep, I
So-
agree.
To do like the spells and everything like that, the time basically stops
Yeah, it slows down. They give you a second to.
to decide what
Yeah.
you want to do.
Yep, I
And-
really like that. Did you pick normal? What'd you pick?
Normal.
You did. Okay, so did I.
Yeah, I picked normal. I ain't no
Well, 'cause
baby
it-
casual.
Well, there was the classic mode too, where actually it stops.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, it doesn't. I thought it did.
No, the classic mode, it auto attacks for you, and then when your
Oh.
ATB gauge fills up, you press X to select. What you
Oh,
wanna do.
the Final Fantasy 13 model.
Yeah, FF13.
Got it.
Yeah,
I never
no,
played it,
it's-
so I never played the
it's-
classic on Final Fantasy VII.
Mm-hmm.
So they essentially they took the best of 15 for the combat. They combined it with Kingdom Hearts semi 1 and 2, and then added a lot of the elements where they help slow it down and make it very maneuverable.
Yeah,
It's good.
I am. Every time they show a cutscene, I'm still blown away
Oh, that's phenomenal.
by how gorgeous it looks.
Like it's such detail down to the imperfections on people's faces. Like you can literally see like there's spots on their faces and shit like that. It's
That opening cutscene, and I was saying it on stream. I'm like, this does not look like a game.
Oh.
This looks like an Nvidia or AMD tech demo.
it looked like
To
Advent
show
Children.
off the power, to show off the power of the top of the line graphics card.
Yeah, it literally looks like Advent. There you go.
I'm trying to get this to focus.
Advent Child or
Advent
Yeah.
Children.
Advent Children. Yeah, I couldn't remember if it was Child or Children. It looks like that. So
It looks better than that.
it does.
And that's a movie that probably took like a month and a half just to render.
Do you think when they release part 2, because in the original, after you're out of Midgar, you're in the open world. Do you think it's going to be open world?
Yeah, I can almost guarantee it.
You think so?
I would assume so, because then how would you do the Chocobo stuff?
That's true. How do you think the positioning of the camera is going to be, though? Because you go from when you're inside of a world in Final Fantasy VII Original, you're behind Cloud, but in the open world you're above Cloud looking down, so you can see more of the world.
It would depend on a lot. It would depend on if
If they can't use the map that they have, they can't use the camera they have now for an open world. It'd be way too hard.
They could. They could, if it's going to be like a Skyrim or a Breath of the Wild style open world, where it's this huge, vast landscape.
Yeah, maybe.
Or if it is kind of like almost like corridor-esque open world where there's a bunch of branching paths through like different corridors.
Okay.
But I think it would be best if they did it like not fully overhead, but like
They back the camera up.
back the camera up, yeah, so you can see more of the world.
I agree with that. I think that's what they
Or
did
if
in
they
15.
can do the open world, or they could do the original. I don't care. That looked great. That would probably look great.
I think that's what 15 was.
Mhm.
Was they just
Yeah,
backed
15
the camera up?
Yeah, so you can get a good look at the entire world.
Yeah, the good. You still saw everybody, but it just moved it back some, so you had more perspective.
Mhm.
But that'll be another year or so before
Yeah.
we know about that side of it. So
I am so excited for that part in Nibelheim where Sephiroth, where you meet Sephiroth in the mansion, in the basement of the mansion, in the lab.
Mhm.
and Sephiroth just yeets a materia at you, and then T-pose flies away. I can't wait for that moment in beautiful 4K.
I highly doubt that's gonna
Cannot
happen,
wait.
but it
Oh,
probably
they better fucking do it.
that'd be amazing if you didn't like.
Or
Goodbye,
sorry,
Cloud.
A poses. He
Yeah.
A poses away.
Goodbye, Cloud.
Goodbye,
Like-
Cloud. I could see them do that. I could see them doing that. Just
Yeah,
as
for
the
a
joke.
nostalgia thing. That would be fucking hilarious. So, but yeah. So
Can we talk about real quick how badly Jessie wants Cloud's dick?
oh my god, I know.
She is a thirsty girl.
Yes, she
She
is.
be thirsty.
So essentially, at this point in the game, Cloud is wanted by 3 chicks at the same time: Tifa, Aerith, and
Well,
Jessie.
not Aerith yet.
Not Aerith yet, but it comes. Did you accept the flower from her or no?
Oh yeah, I did. Of
Did you?
course. Why
Okay.
wouldn't I?
And
And then he gives it to Tifa.
Yep.
Yeah, why wouldn't I? It's Aerith.
So essentially, he's wanted by 3 chicks. So just a little fantasy writing coming your way. Guarantee that someone's gonna make some.
Oh no, already. Like there's a ton of there. Trust me, this stuff has been going on for years.
But yeah, no, I love the ad where they actually made Jesse, Biggs,
And Wedge, like they're
Mm.
actual characters.
yeah, and they're actually in the game. They're involved. It's good. I'm excited. Probably play it after this. So
Walker, when we finish this game, we will have to you and I do an actual podcast, like a dedicated just discussion on this game.
oh fuck yeah.
We
Start
will
to
have
finish.
to dedicate like an hour and a half to 2 hours
Oh
of
yeah.
us just talking about Final Fantasy VII Remake.
I am down for that. I am down to
'Cause
clown.
Because I feel like these guys might be starting to get a little bored.
They're like, I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about. But you
Exactly.
will though.
will.
April. What was that? I think April. They announced April 10th, 2021. You guys can play it on PC.
Well, they can play it right. They can play it right now.
Oh, Nate can play it
Yeah.
right now. But yeah, if you don't have a PS4,
Crazy.
it's going to the other platforms after the first year of release for the PS4. It's exclusively to the PS4 for the first year, and then on April 10th, 2021, it's going to release to Xbox and PC. You guys can play it next year.
The normally in any other situation, I would be like, this is a terrible, terrible move. Because like Shadow of the Tomb Raider, or what was the last Tomb Raider game No, I think it was Shadow of the
Yeah, I
Tomb
think
Raider.
it was that, yeah.
Was Xbox exclusive for an entire year, and it failed miserably. And then, like the first week that it was out on PC and PS4, it
Did
outsold
great.
the entire year's worth of Xbox One sales.
It should have, because the original fucking Tomb Raider is for the PlayStation. I don't know why they didn't do it
had
to begin with.
HDR support. It was beautiful.
Yeah,
I don't know why they didn't do that to begin with. But yeah,
yeah,
it's,
it was great.
so you have a whole
But-
new world that will be able to join next year.
But Final Fantasy VII is literally a console seller.
Yeah.
It has been since it came out.
hmm
I know people who bought a PlayStation 4 just for this game.
Agreed. And by then, the
So-
next year too, though, if I'm assuming when it comes out for PC, they'll have different stuff with it. Again, and they'll update the graphics. It'll probably even look better on fucking computer. Maybe. It looks
They'll
phenomenal
probably-
now.
Well, I
but-
would assume that it would be one of those games that when the PS5 launches, I'm
Yeah.
sure they're gonna pop in an update that's gonna like support the things like ray tracing and all that kind of good stuff for it.
I would assume. I really would.
8K support, who knows? Who the fuck
Yeah.
knows anymore?
It's a new game at that point.
Yeah,
Pretty
pretty
much.
much.
It's the same thing, but it's built differently.
Built differently,
Kinda.
renders differently, and looks way better. So
I kind of would like to get an 8K TV just to see what the game looks like in 8K.
that'd be fucking amazing.
No joke.
Do it, pussy.
Fuck you, I will. You're not my dad.
Well,
Like,
You
fine. Fucking dare me to buy an AK? Done, bitch. Showed you.
I'll send you the
Going on
receipt
Best Buy right
Amazon.
now.
Got you, man. Joke's on you. I'm buying one right now. Haha. But anyways, so far so good in that game. If you have a PlayStation and you like good games in general, even if you've never played Final Fantasy 7 is. It's gonna be a contender for sure for Game of the Year.
All right,
No
bet
doubt in my mind.
$2,500. Let's buy it. No,
There
it's
you go.
Samsung. I'm not gonna buy that. All right, bet $8,000 for an 85-inch Sony. Let's go.
Done. Chump change. You
Where
got,
are you gonna put an 85-inch TV?
Don't fucking worry about it.
I'm not
Second
sleeping on a bed
time.
anymore, so no
Your
worries.
ceiling, my guy.
Yeah, just right up here.
I'm gonna get rid of
I
my
don't even
bed,
think it'll
replace
fit
it.
on the ceiling.
I'm gonna replace my bed for a futon, and then I'll just put it right there, man. It works.
Yeah, man.
But yeah,
Come on.
so I guarantee it'll be a contender for Game of the Year, 100%.
Oh, it's already got the lock.
But yeah, again, well, yeah.
It's already got the lock for Game of the Year. What are you talking about?
If the only thing that I think that could potentially,
Cyberpunk.
yeah, Cyberpunk and Halo Infinite,
No. Mm-mm.
not Halo.
No.
They'll get
official-
nominated. At
Yeah,
least.
it'll get nominated, but it's definitely not winning.
Yeah, sure.
I don't even think Cyberpunk has a chance in hell. It's Final Fantasy fucking 7.
Cyberpunk would have
It's
a running because of
Final
Keanu Reeves.
Fantasy fucking 7
Final
though.
Fantasy's got to fight against the great Keanu Reeves. We'll see what happens.
It's
That is
There's
true.
some major bias towards Final Fantasy 7, let me tell you.
There is. So I think that would be close, but also Cyberpunk has a huge disadvantage. It got delayed 4 months, so it's not coming out until the end of the year, which also might be an advantage.
That might be an advantage because it's fresh in people's minds.
Yeah, so that's at the same time it could be an advantage. So we'll see. We won't know till next year. But let's get into some Microsoft.
Yeah, let's talk about Inside Xbox real quick. Hey, Phil Spencer was talking about Dave. He's
bitch.
like, yeah, it sucks. Boy, his webcam sucked. Either his webcam was terrible and his audio sucked, or his internet was trash.
Well,
Everyone,
Mixer.
Using the
Every-
official Xbox 360 live cam.
probably. That's probably what he was using, or an Xbox One Connect. Everyone's internet was shit during this. It was pixelated and choppy at times, and the audio sucked, but that's fine. I understand. This isn't the perfect conditions, but I just find it funny. Hey, you guys remember the game Grounded that they talked about on XO19? The one it's like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids?
Yeah.
What the fuck is
Yeah.
that?
I have no idea. Little dude. I just put
Is
water
that a
in.
hand? Is it like Death Stranding? That's a hand right there.
I put water in his fishbowl, so now he's floating in water.
Put water in your fishbowl.
Fucking got him. Yeah, you guys remember Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, the video game called
Yep.
Grounded
Yep.
by Obsidian? They talked more about it.
Did they?
So apparently a machine can turn you back to normal, but it's broken, so you have to gather resources to build the machine back up. You can build shelters and weapons. Think of like Ark. It's like Ark, but in your backyard.
Hmm.
And instead of
Backyard
fighting dinosaurs, you're fighting icky ass spiders and ants and bugs. And there's like a weird subplot about things in there. Like there's a door that's there. You remember Lost? How they're for the entire like first season, they're like, "What's in the door?" And then they open the door and it's nothing that impressive. Well, hey, there's a door in this one that you try to find. You got to figure out how to open. It's coming out July 28th for the Xbone, Steam, Windows 10, and it's going to be on Game Pass. You can play it in third person or first person. It uses environmental storytelling. You got a robot buddy, single player and multiplayer. Different play styles that you can do. You can do things like, hey, I'm just going to run around as a tank and just take all the damage and kill everything. Or I'm just going to sneak around. I'm going to be stealthy. It's going to be launching as a game preview on July 28th. Talked more about the Series X. They talked with the lead architect behind the Series X. He had a fantastic beard, by the way, I must say. He had the worst internet of them all. Reiterating the specs of the Series X, much like with the PlayStation 5, they're going to use a separate audio block just for audio to make it sound better. Talking about the Vulkan architecture, it sounds exactly the same as the PlayStation 5's architecture. And regular USB hard drives will work on the Series X, even though it uses proprietary storage. You can still plug in your old hard drive and play games off of it, no problem. Talked about the Apex Legends, the Old Ways event. Looks like PvE stuff. Fight swarms of enemies with friends. Forza Street was a game they talked about. They showed off. It's a mobile version of Forza, the Forza game series, coming out May 5th for Android and iOS. You can pre-order it right now on the Google Play Store and the Galaxy App Store. I didn't think that was a thing anymore.
Oh, yeah, I thought they killed that.
Yeah, you can pre-order it. You can pre-register for it on there.
All right.
Gears 5 is free to play right now until May 10th. So you could try it out. You could play as Batista and Batista bomb the shit out of enemies. Minecraft has free educational content now where you can visit different landmarks and learn different things, which is cool. Game Pass games that are coming out soon. Journey to the Savage Planet comes out April 9th. Actually, right now on console. Football Manager 2020 coming out for PC. Mistover coming out for PC. Stranger Things 3 is coming out. They didn't say what it was coming to. They somehow managed to give us the information that we needed and none of the information that we needed. So we don't know what Stranger Things is coming out for. Human Fall Flat is now on console and PC. You can get the DLC for it too. Elvatia Chronicles. They didn't say what it was coming to. And Yakuza Kiwami's coming soon. Again, they didn't say shit. Walker, you played Sea of Thieves this week. A little bit. There's some Ori and the Will of the Wisp stuff available for it right now. For your ship.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Go ahead, James.
Oh, no, go ahead.
That's
That's
kinda
all
cool.
I have to say about that.
Yeah, they added a bunch of new little features. To go on top of that, boss battles or boss fort raids, there we go, are way harder now. The bosses actually jump up in the air and they slam the ground, creating a giant blast that knocks you to the other side of the island. There
Damn.
is bombs that you can now throw because they added the fireballs. Now they added basically what are considered like grenades. So you throw them at them, they hit the ground, and they explode. So those are pretty badass. Game, I felt, ran really smooth. They tightened up the graphics a little bit. I thought the graphics actually looked vastly improved compared to what it was.
The water looks really nice for some reason.
Yeah. And I thought I was thinking the same thing. I thought the overall performance, the graphics on the game itself were improved. A lot of new missions, ton of new missions, and they added an underground base as one of the Tall Tale missions now, where you have to invade this underground fort base, get the key to unlock the vault, and do the missions that are in this underground hidden secret layer, essentially.
Huh.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah, it's pretty neat. Very intricate, and as to how you get to the vault, the underground fort. You have to do a lot of things leading up to it. You guys did the one Tall Tale mission where you had to go to different places, dive, get different maps, treasure keys, things along those lines. It's the same concept. And then you go through all of this to go to the underground fort where they then face the Sea King. And then once you defeat the Sea King, you unlock the vault, which has an ungodly amount of treasure. Yesterday, when I did the one fort base, I got $80,000, which is the most I've ever got from one fort base. Usually, it's like
Yeah, that's a lot.
30 to 40. This was double. The
Damn.
sides were full. I was literally up to almost like the roof. It was 80,000, and that's the only thing I did. I didn't do any side quests. I did nothing else. I literally did that, and I got $80,000. So it's obviously significantly harder, but it was fun. It's definitely something we should play as a group of four. I think the fort battle will be way quicker, As I did that shit for like what, like
An hour or so. At
hour,
least.
hour and a
Yeah,
half.
something like that. Because
Just
it was right before while we were playing Human Fall Flat.
yeah, like oh, I'm almost done. Nope, I'm almost done. And then I died, and my boat sank. I had to go get my boat. Had to go back. So that was it was a pain in the dick, but I did it though. But yeah, so that was new update on Sea of Thieves.
That's
It's
pretty
on
cool.
sometime.
They really have changed a lot.
It's on Steam now too.
They're also going to be, I will talk about a little bit later, more things in the April update as well. They talked about some more stuff too. Game Pass Ultimate is coming to Japan and South Korea April 14th. That's cool. Sure.
Getting games everywhere.
Yeah.
Get it?
Talked about new the Hot Garbage DLC for Journey to the Savage Planet. Does anyone know what this game is?
No, I've never heard of it.
It looks pretty, but the gameplay does not look entertaining at all. So
Well-
I remember when this game was first announced, and like it looks a lot like it honestly looks a lot like the Outer Worlds and
Yeah.
No Man's Sky, like put together art style wise. Like it's really pretty. And I remember the advertisements looked really nice. It's just whenever I saw gameplay of it, it just looked so shitty.
I saw it and I'm like, I have no idea what this game is. I've seen it on like the
Like, I think
Microsoft
it's
store.
an adventure platformer. Like first person adventure
Sure.
platformer is what it looks like from what I've watched.
They showed they did a trailer for this DLC in well, I mean, it makes sense for people who know exactly what this game is. But like I had no idea. I saw weird monsters and that's about it. For the people that care about Journey to Savage Planet, they're adding jetpacks and underwater boots to this DLC, and that's coming out April 15th. Gears Tactics is launching on the PC on the 28th of this month, and later 2020 for consoles. It's XCOM, but it's Gears of War. Here are the 5 badass things you need to know about Gears Tactics. Welcome to Game Ranks. 1, it's fast-paced. 2, play as Gabe Diaz, Kate's dad. Or is it Kate or Kat? The main
Kate,
character
I've
of
always
I think
called her
it's Kate. You fight Ukon that makes monsters. They're the people that make the monsters. Execution gives you bonus actions so you can do more turns per battle. And there are no loot boxes and 5 unique classes. So I guess that's kind of 6 things, but they bundled the last 2 things into one, but you know, I mean, I don't care. You can pre-order it now on Windows or Steam. Talked about xCloud. It's coming to 11 new countries in Europe. To all of our viewers or listeners in France, Germany, Netherlands, Belgium, Denmark, Finland, Ireland, Italy, Norway, Spain, and Sweden, you can sign up for the xCloud beta. It's coming soon. They also announced that Dragon Age Inquisition, Unravel 2, and The Sims 4 are out now on xCloud streaming. Hotline Miami Collection is out now on Xbox One. That gets you Hotline Miami 1 and 2. Atomic Corps is like Stardew Valley, only weirder. It's got weird like shooter segments and like straight up twin stick shooter segments. And that's coming out May 28th. Last Campfire, they talked about this at the Nintendo Direct. Was it last month or earlier this month? I can't remember anymore. But at the Nintendo Direct, the Nintendo Indies event, it's a new game by Hello Games. Apparently, it is a small division of Hello Games working on it. Only a handful of people. They showed off the first few minutes of gameplay. You play as Ember. Ember is trying to go back home. There's a narrator that talks about the backstory. It is, quote, a charming dark fantasy with Dark Crystal and Labyrinth inspirations. One person did the art and animation for it. They wanted to just put that out there. Try to free hope that has been trapped. Apparently, pulling stuff, levers, and that kind of stuff is going to have a more tactile feel. And each puzzle will feel new throughout the game. It's a kind of a puzzle. I think I said puzzle platformer earlier, but yeah, it's a puzzle platformer.
Those are the No Man's Sky people.
Yeah, and the Joe Danger people.
Pretty wild.
Go figure. It's a smaller team though, but They talked about Xbox One system features.
Okay.
Copying Sony.
No, this is Xbox One system features,
Ah, okay.
not Series X.
Well, didn't
the
the
system that's
PlayStations
been-
talk about PS4?
No.
Oh, I thought they did. Never mind.
Yeah, for the system that's been out since 2013.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's a co-pilot mode that's pretty cool. So you guys remember when you were younger
When you
and when
sorry.
you were when you were wee little babs, and you would have like an older sibling or older brother, older sister, older cousin, what have you. You'll be like, I want to play a video game with you, and they're like, all right, here's a controller. Spoiler alert: it was either not plugged in or plugged into controller port number 2, and it was a single player game. So hey, don't worry, you're helping. You're really helping, but you really weren't.
I used to tell my brother he was Red 13 in Final Fantasy VII. I was like, click the buttons. He was like, when I don't press anything, he still plays because it remembers what you did last.
So co-pilot mode, 2 controllers act as one. So basically, you could set up 2 controllers to basically work the same way. It's great for newer players or people with like disabilities, that kind of stuff.
Oh, that's why they worked it one day. Okay, that makes sense then. Because I was, my son was playing Untitled Goose Game, and I accidentally turned on the second controller, and then I was controlling it, and then he was controlling it, and we were both like moving it, and he was honking, and I was moving the person of mine. And I was like, what the fuck's going on? That makes sense then.
That's probably why. What happened? Apparently, there's over 20 tools for family settings, screen time management, and much more. They talked about the looking for group feature where you could post and find people who want to play games. They talked about gifting content. You can gift games and Xbox Game Pass subscriptions to people on your friends list. And you can also play music in the background. Neat.
Wow.
Neat. Thanks, guys.
Neato Dorito.
Wow, that's an Xbox 360 feature. Or Xbox regular.
Xbox or OG Xbox feature, yeah.
Yeah. Whatever.
Going on features that are really cool. Xbox Game Bar is adding some new features for Windows 10. You know, the thing that no one uses. It's
Besides
adding
when you have to.
Yeah. It's except when it decides to turn on while you're playing a game and you're like, fuck, I can't get rid of this. That happened to me the other day playing Siege. It popped up on my laptop screen and not my TV. So I had to like alt tab out of the game, out of Siege in the middle of a game to get rid of it.
I'll be so mad.
That sucked. Oh, I hated it. They're adding XSplit integration. You can control your stream right from the game bar, and I really love. I love this part. The demo for it about the the stream integration with XSplit. They were using Twitch and not Mixer. That just shows how much Microsoft cares about Mixer right now.
Damn.
They're also adding Razer Cortex and Razer Gold integration as well. Things you can do is kill programs for better performance. And the last thing they talked about was Sea of Thieves content. They talked about it's called the Ships of Fortune update coming out April 22nd. You become an emissary for a bunch of different guilds. New reputation system, new Reapers trading guild, new arena tweaks. They didn't elaborate on this, and this is kind of a big deal that they should have talked about more. But treasure maps are gone. Now it's just a single beacon on where the treasure is. I don't know what that's in or what it pertains to. But if they get rid of maps, won't that kind of completely eliminate the whole pirate aspect?
Well,
of the
maybe
game?
they are getting rid of the X marks the spot, because you know how you pull it up and in your quick menu of the 12 maps that you can find, and it gives you the island that it's on, and then it tells you this is exactly where it's at. where now maybe if it's a beacon that you press and then it tells you, okay, it's in this general area. Now you have to use your pirating skills and try to dig up the whole entire island to find it.
Well, that's not what it showed. It showed an actual beacon on top of the treasure chest.
Oh.
In the treasure chest that wasn't buried or anything.
Okay. Well, then it's pointing it out then.
Would that be a part of their PvP stuff? Maybe.
That's what I'm thinking because they said it immediately after the arena tweaks.
So maybe then it tells everybody where it's at.
Yeah,
The arena stuff. I haven't played the arena, so
yeah. Again, I have. That's kind of important information. They should have. Like 5 seconds, a line of dialogue would have told us exactly what it's for.
I can see being a PvP aspect of it because that's what the game's made for. So now, okay, I find this treasure map. Now everybody is aware, hey, this treasure is available. First come, first serve. Let's fight over it.
Yeah, and it's
maybe.
gonna have one cache and location, so you might have to go to the other end of the map with a huge beacon. A literal beacon of light over your ship saying, hey everyone, I got stuff.
Well, that's how the skull forts are. There's a giant ass skull above where the island is that gravitates everyone to that location to make you fight each other. So
yeah,
that's what the game's meant for.
I didn't think does it ping you if you get like the chest for the skull fort?
The Reaper chest.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I couldn't remember if it did.
You get a skull on the skull shows up on the map, and then you have to go to where the skull is.
I put that in arena, but I'm kind of second guessing myself. So that might only be an arena thing. It might not. I don't know. They didn't say.
Never played arena, so I'm not sure.
Yeah.
You can now revive people. You'll now be able to revive people who are downed. So
arena?
if someone dies,
That's a good feature.
I think it just base game. So if someone gets killed, they're not necessarily dead. You can just pick them back up.
That's cool, but at the same time, it's weird because you're. I guess I feel like if they do that, they have to extend the time that you're in the. You're on the ghost ship.
They might have just changed that whole process completely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, I can imagine you're just down there. You're down, just like in Call of Duty or Siege or what have you.
Where you wait a couple seconds, like 20
and if
seconds,
no one revives you,
and you
you're
die,
dead.
and then you go to the ghost ship.
That's what I'm thinking that they're doing.
Got
So I mean,
it,
that's
got it. That makes more
nice
sense.
nice little feature. Nice
yeah.
thing.
Especially if you're in a fort, now you don't gotta wait. I'm coming, guys. I'm coming. Don't die, please. Don't die. So that makes sense.
They're adding new ship stuff, new emotes, and cats
It's
to
pets.
the game as well. New kitties. You can take your little kitty cat on adventures with you.
How did we all get parrots? I don't remember. No, we got monkeys.
Twitch.
It was Twitch.
Twitch, that's what it was.
Twitch drops or
it was-
whatever.
They were monkeys.
It will be coming to Steam soon, and it will be cross-platform.
Yes, it will
So
be.
between Steam, Xbone, and Windows 10, you'll be able to play.
I like
Then they ended it with, hey, I'm one of the guys that works for Rare. Guess what? There's a big secret about the game that I'm about to tell you. It's... Wait, what do you mean I can't say it? What do you mean I can't... No, I gotta tell him. Oh, I guess I'm not telling you guys. I'll tell you later. Bye. And that's the end of the thing. So
there's a big update coming. That's a secret of what they're going to be doing.
they're
Sea of Thieves
end of the
2.
world event. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Make the game better. Do more stuff.
End of the world event. That's what I'm thinking.
Give me more people to control what's realistically an 8-person ship.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me give you a ship with 10 cannons, 5 sails, but you only have 4 people.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's not
figure it
that
out
big.
there, bud.
That's
But-
it. That's
No,
the
it's got
that's
8 cannons,
Yeah.
5 sails. It's not 4 people.
No. 3 decks.
I'm supposed to sprint all the way down to the very back corner to fix a thing from the Kraken. Sprint all the way back up just to have 3 more pop up while I'm on the second floor.
Yeah. That's one thing I think they should fix. I think it should be 8-4, or 8-6-4,
Mhm.
at least for the different sizes.
Hey, who knows?
So maybe one day. Maybe one day.
Maybe their big announcement is it's coming to the Switch. We don't know.
I can see that. I
We
can
don't
see
know.
that. I think they should do a world end event, because the island and everything, they're all the same islands. They just add different features to all the islands. So maybe
Yeah,
a giant Fortnite event will happen.
it'll
We'll
get
see.
sucked up into a black hole, and we'll report on the black hole for
Yep.
the entire podcast.
And then we'll have a podcast for 2 weeks that's strictly talking about the black hole not moving.
Yeah.
Right. Slowly taking.
Consumed
Final
all of
Fantasy
our
14
time.
Did it first
Right.
and did it better. Let me just say, I'm just throwing that out there.
That's all I got for news. Is that the end of that, James?
Yep, that's the end of that. That's it for the Xbox Xbox Inside Xbox Direct.
Perfect. Anybody else got
Direct
any stuff
Xbox.
before we hit up some releases? Going once, going twice. Sold to James for releases.com.
Releases.com is not loading. Releases.com just loaded.
Perfect.
Hey, Releases.com is still loading. What week is it? I haven't updated my calendar. It's
The
still
week
says,
of-
It still says
19th, 20th.
18th is the last day.
18th is the last day. Okay, because I
Yes.
still have February on my calendar up here. I've been too lazy to do that. To change that. Alrighty, let's take a look at what's coming out tomorrow, at least in Eastern Standard Time. Fallout 76 Wastelanders update is coming
Oh
out.
man, we've only been waiting 100 years for that.
Vampire the Masquerade is coming out on Xbox One on the 15th. Blind Men is coming out for the Xbox One on the 15th. Billion Road is coming out for PC and Switch on the 16th. Save Your Nuts is coming out for Xbox One and Switch. That is a squirrel carrying a giant nut being chased by a wiener dog. Drug Dealer Simulator is coming out for the PC on the 16th.
Pretty
Kawaii Death. Oh, fuck, that hurt my soul. That. Kawaii Desu. Ugh.
Kawaii.
Coming out on the Switch on the 16th. Cryo Gear comes out for the PC and Xbox One on the 17th. Then we got Freak Show Calamity TV Show coming out on something on the 17th. It doesn't say here on releases.com. Blind Men comes out for the Switch on the 17th. Sinker comes out for the Xbox One on the 17th. And Fold Apart comes out for the Switch on the 17th. Back to you guys in the studio.
For the freak out, it says it's coming out to all systems if you click on it.
Oh, okay.
For movies and TV releases, not much of anything. You have tomorrow the start of The Bachelor. Listen to Your Heart.
Sick.
There's a bunch of musical notes. So is this a musical version? I don't know. Let's find out. Tune in. I won't. But nevertheless, there's like 10 things coming out for Quibi tomorrow.
Can I
And
just say real quick?
Stop.
With Quibi, I didn't know. I knew about Quibi. I saw the teasers for Quibi, the teasers, and I'm like, okay, it's gonna be a 10-minute, episode service, and I'm like, okay, I might check it out, and then they say, hey, get 90 days free of Quibi, and I go, excuse me, I have to pay for this?
yep. Yeah.
So the one thing I will say is, so
Say
there's
the
a lot.
celebrities.
What's up?
If you say it's about the celebrities, that's why they have to pay for it.
No.
Charge for it. Okay.
Production cost. Look, so I won't even say actually watch it. Just look at Liam Hemsworth's Quibi, the Hunt. That looks fucking intense. Like, they have a bunch of B-list actors, which realistically, even though he's a Hemsworth, Liam's a fucking B-list, if not closer to C-list at this point, because he's not fucking relevant anymore.
Oh,
Alex Hemsworth,
him.
he's fucking C-list. Like, there's a lot of Hemsworths. The only one that's real is Chris.
Yep.
But the Hunt.
It is. All of his
Fuck.
brothers will forever be in Chris's shadow.
Oh yeah. Chris is Thor. Get the fuck out of here. Anyone else? But I'm pretty sure it's called The Hunt. Basically, he has to survive 24 hours to be able to obtain this X amount of money. I think it was like $3 million that he needed or something. He needed a sum of money, and he is being hunted. A bunch of people are going to try to kill him consistently throughout this 24 hours because he went to this like loan shark kind of guy, and he said, I have a game. He's like, what? Like tag? He's like, nope, the oldest game known to man. And he's like,
Murder.
okay, hide and seek. And he's like, nope, you will be playing a game that there will be people trying to kill you consistently through the next 24 hours. It looks pretty good. Like it could be a movie.
So it's Guns Akimbo.
Well, that's a video game, isn't it?
No,
That's Daniel Radcliffe's movie.
No,
that's
yeah,
based
but
off a video
are
game.
they in a video game?
No, live stream.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
They're basically in a post-apocalyptic world where the government makes you fight to the death.
No, it's a black market thing.
Oh, well, they capture you and then they make you fight to the death, but everyone watches.
So it's a more taboo
Think of
version
Condemned.
of Gamer.
Sounds like
Like a-
gamer.
Yeah, Gamer
Yeah,
Condemned
Gamer.
starring Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, like it looks really solid. Like I like it.
I'm sorry, but I am not going to pay for a service where I get glorified YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Because
Have
that's
you ever
all they
paid
are.
for YouTube Red?
No, but I could get just as high quality stuff from creators that I can support on Patreon. I watched a really interesting documentary that's probably the best documentary I've ever seen about this one dude who visited North Korea. And completely free on YouTube. It was about like 2 hours long total between the two parts. And it is the best goddamn documentary I've ever seen. It's way better than any of the things that Netflix have put out, any of the things that A&E's put out, HBO's put out. Just from production quality alone, it is unbelievable, and just one dude made it. So I am not going to pay for a service that I can get just as good content, if not better, on YouTube for free.
I don't know. I feel like, and like I'm not disagreeing with some of the points you have, but I feel like every point that you have, and once again, this is the same kind of thing. Like if I had, or Mark had, or Schroeder had, whatever, there could always be a combative argument that could be on the other way that would sway more, and then it would sway the other way. It's a continuous back and forth because there's a lot of shit on there that's like, I mean, they do have people that are bigger than most of YouTubers. Like, even though he's a B or C list actor, everyone knows the name Liam Hemsworth.
They got
And you ask who's Shroud, 90% of people probably don't know who the fuck Shroud is.
I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I had no idea who was it. Ian Hemsworth. All I know is Chris Hemsworth. I'm going to be 100% real with you.
Liam Hemsworth was in the Hunger Games.
I've never seen the Hunger Games.
Oh, I thought that was his brother.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the
He looks like Nate Suschek with a beard.
He does. Holy shit.
Liam Hemsworth looks like Nate.
I'm probably going to get blasted for this, but the only thing I know about the Hunger Games is children battle it out to the death.
You're not
Am
wrong.
I right?
Movies suck. Books were fantastic. That's like a very small part of it. It's
And
this
like,
whole
isn't it like don't they do this?
bureaucracy.
It's a
thing.
whole society thing.
Yeah.
Don't they do
Yeah.
that? I
That's their symbol.
Child Murder the movie.
The movies
Sounds like
do
my
no
kind of movie.
justice to those series. The book series is fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was one of my favorites
Who reads anymore? It's 2020.
at that time.
Just like so
I
this is
just watched
totally
the
off
YouTube
topic,
lore
but
video.
on
Yeah,
another
exactly.
thing,
I'll just
that
watch
the,
it.
the movies were nowhere near as good. Were the Maze Runner. The Maze Runner series were phenomenal books as well.
Huh.
If you're ever looking for a book to read, check out the Maze Runner series and the Hunger Games series. They're solid.
Sure.
Well, no, I mean, people still read. I hope.
It's 2020.
Nothing
man.
else to do.
Yeah, I mean, true.
I mean, there's fucking Audible at this point. Just go listen to it at least.
That is true.
No, don't listen to Audible. We don't have a sponsorship link yet.
Well,
Don't go on
Okay.
fucking Audible.
The last thing that I have, the last two things, Criminal Minds season 15 releases on the 14th.
God damn,
As-
Criminal Minds is
Show's
still
still
going.
going.
Yeah.
I
As
feel
well
like
as
that thing has been. I feel like Criminal Minds has been on as long as I've been alive.
as well as this movie that is honestly too good to pass up. Like reading the synopsis. So it's called Butt Boy.
Is it Teeth?
No, the movie is called Butt Boy.
Butt boy?
Butt Boy.
Butt Boy?
Butt Boy.
Okay.
Butt boy.
Chip Gretchel, a bored IT engineer, has an awakening after a routine prostate exam. What starts as a regular check seems to grow into a dangerous addiction after he becomes responsible for a missing child. Chip eventually buries his desires in Alcohol's Anonymous and tries to move on with his life. Years later, he becomes the sponsor of police officer Russell Fox, a newly sober detective. After Chip relapses, Russell is brought in to investigate another missing child at Chip's office. Russell begins to suspect that Chip's addiction isn't alcohol, but something much more sinister. It is up to Russell to now prove that Chip uses his butt to make children disappear, but who's going to believe that wild story? Yes, that is. Yes, it is called Butt Boy.
And where can we find this?
It is going to be on VOD.
Fuck!
It's gonna be on VOD.
Yes, digital
Video on
download.
demand.
Oh,
Yeah, you can watch it digitally on the 14th. It is called Butt Boy.
Ridiculous.
It is available for pre-order now.
I'm having trouble deciding if I just don't have any words or I have too many fucking questions.
is that a movie or a TV series?
It's a movie,
It's a movie.
actual
It's an
movie.
hour 40 minutes long.
Yes.
It's classified as a comedy.
Get your pre-orders in for Butt Boy.
So yes,
The
After a-
14th, you said? So tomorrow?
yeah. So after a routine prostate exam,
Tuesday.
kids start
Fuck, I know what I'm
disappearing.
gonna do tomorrow.
What the fuck?
Yes, I saw that. I'm
Butt
like,
Boy.
what is this movie? I gotta read this, and I read it. I'm like, no way. You can watch the trailer now. Google
I
Butt
don't
Boy.
want that on my computer.
Google Butt Boy. It's like, I don't know about that one, bud.
You've already blocked my fucking any possibility of me watching by having to type those words into my computer.
Yes.
My mom might look at my history and be like, I don't know about this kid.
Yeah, actually,
How
kid
long
needs
the FBI agent checking
Jesus.
shit out?
make sure you type if you do Google it, Butt Boy the movie. Don't just type in Butt Boy. That might
Oh,
get you in
no,
trouble.
no.
Now you're gonna get some shit.
Actually, wait. I did type in Butt Boy, just Butt Boy in Google, and that's the first thing that popped up.
Okay, good.
What happens if you scroll a little bit?
Oh, I'm sure I can get into the cesspool, but I didn't go to anywhere but like page 1.
IMDb.
Didn't go
Yeah,
anywhere but Butt Boy.
exactly. So yes, that is a thing. That is
Fortunately.
it's gonna be
Shouldn't be a thing.
Well,
Yeah, I know what I'm watching on. Hey guys, we did the watch party for WrestleMania. Let's do the watch party. I mean,
For
I
Butt
can't.
Boy.
for Butt Boy.
I mean, we
What?
don't
What are
do
you talking
illicit
about?
content here on the podcast.
Butt Boy.
Everything's legal here, 100%.
Yo, if y'all are
Huh?
actually doing that, that's the only time I'll have to watch because we can do commentary.
Let's do it. Tuesday. It's a
Yeah.
date.
It's the date. I will fit the bill.
That'll be fucking hilarious. Well, that's a good way to end this podcast. I feel.
I
Let's
fucking guess.
Yes,
let's
sir.
let's go around the room and tell everyone what we're gonna be doing, where can we find you, and what your week looks like, other than Tuesday Night Butt Boys, the movie.
Tuesday night Butt Boy.
Mostly offended. But,
I'm surprised we haven't
It
done
sounds
this
so bad.
We
It's
didn't need a movie to start this.
Oh God.
Oh God, I'm crying.
All right.
Let's go
Tuesday
back.
night Butt Boys.
Oh, it sounds so nasty. I like it though.
That's
We-
Okay.
horrible.
where you going, honey? Oh, it's Butt Boys night with the guys.
Butt Boy Tuesday.
We gotta make that a real
For
thing.
Butt Boys.
Oh,
Fortune butt boys with the boys.
oh my god, I'm
You ever
crying.
see that Twitter account where it's Saturdays are made for dads and his dad's car and dad's car? Have you ever
Yeah.
seen that Twitter account?
Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Just the scene from
Okay.
Dexter's Lab, and it's just Saturdays are made for dad and dad's car, and that's it. It just posts that every Saturday. Tuesdays are for butt boys with the boys. Or butt boy with the boys.
Oh my god. Oh, that's gonna be amazing. We're gonna have some interesting
Fuck.
stuff to talk about next week, guys. Just make sure you stay tuned for sure. Schroeder, let's start with you. Where can we find you? What are you gonna be doing?
Yeah, so I just plan on I'll probably be playing a little bit more of this Elite. I want to get into the other games with you guys too. Try to be a little more active.
Do ya?
I know, right? But other than that, Splash Green Gaming on Twitch and the YouTube, Splash Green G on Instagram and Facebook, and Splash Green G on Twitter.
Awesome,
Yeah.
thank you, sir. Nate, what about you, man?
So, this week, tomorrow, actually, I am going to be starting my stream of Code Vein because I started a stream of Doom, and I explained that in the beginning. I returned to that game just because I won't play it again if I decide to beat it. But Code Vein is a RPG that is, one, beautiful to look at. Two, I love the play style. I like the Soulsy games. And I'm going to be streaming that on twitch.tv/YFKitsune. And that's going to be a lot of fun. Luckily, so pro and a con, I played through the entirety of the demo, which was a lot of fun, but also turns out sucks because now I have to play the game, the whole entire first chapter again. So that's lovely. Plus side though, they decided to make sure that you can transfer over all of your characters. So 40 minutes of that will not be spent customizing my character because that's what I did. The character customization can get super intricate. Like you can pick certain accessories and then you can completely customize those accessories within themselves. And then you can like decide you have this entire capability of like fully rotating it to different areas, moving it to different parts of your body, and then you can edit the actual not aesthetics, but like the intricacies of the clothes. So you can like fuck with like the cufflinks on the side of your arm. There's a lot to do.
Wow.
And I spent a lot of time on it. I mind you, I feel like the reason they did so much of that is because you technically are limited to about 6 different kinds of outfits, but you can make probably at least 100 different versions. I shouldn't say. Probably about 7 to 10 different versions of each outfit through those 6 outfits. Like they can look completely different, and you would never know they're using that layout. It's a lot of fun. So I'm gonna be getting into that. Other than that, hopefully we can like play some Smash this week. I want to stream
I'd be down
some
for
Siege at some
Smash.
point. Hell yeah.
I'll beat all your asses with Terry Bogard again.
You probably fucking will, because fucking rising tackle.
See, can I just say real quick? I have that problem where I'm too good at fighting games to play with my friends because I just, for the most part,
Okay.
just stomp them. But I'm not good enough to play pro.
Oh, is that so?
So I
Yeah.
want to put one thing out there. I can beat you when you're almost anyone else besides Terry or Joker. You're pretty good with Joker too, but Terry, you just fucking wipe me every goddamn time.
Are you okay?
I'm not
Hashtag
okay.
humble flex.
Other than that, I don't know. I've been working on the setup for that the conversation / debate / argumentative stream I want to start doing. Not argumentative in like the negative aspect, but like I mean it's probably gonna end up doing that because someone's gonna get upset with opinions, but that's just the way the world works. But I've been working on that, backdrops and stuff. I'm kind of trying to get I don't know. I don't know if I want to mess with like just using a digital green screen and hoping it just kind of meshes with everything, or actually just get a green screen and call it a day because I want a actual backdrop behind me.
Get a green screen and call it a day.
Yeah.
Because
get
of
a
your
real one.
lighting, get a green screen and call it a day.
Okay.
I can hook you up. I can get you some links.
Oh, okay, cool, yeah. And then Schroeder, I know you have all your shits all kinds of fucked up, but you said you got that. If you know the name right off the top of your head, but let me know what that rising Walmart thingy you got is. Like what the actual name of the product.
Okay, it's literally just a coat rack.
Is it?
Yeah, this is what the box looks like. I got it right here.
Okay.
It's literally just a coat rack.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's a mainstay.
Mainstays, coat rack, Walmart
Yeah.
brand.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah. I'll have to cop one of those.
And then I just used clippies to clip the green screen to it.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Fuck Clippy.
Yeah, fuck
that
clippies.
little dude.
Other than that, I don't think there's much else I'm going to be doing. I'm probably going to put a lot of time into Code Vein because it's an RPG that I'm actually dedicated to now. After playing it, I just enjoy it a lot.
Dedicated to. Sorry.
Yeah, that's you can find me everywhere at YF Kitsune. That is all. On to how about you, Mark?
You can watch me make mediocre content on YouTube and Twitch at MarkDude701. Hopefully I'll be streaming Half-Life Alyx again sometime soon.
Yeah, that was really cool.
I gotta reset up my thing, and then I have a new way of streaming it, so it should look a lot better whenever you're viewing it, so you shouldn't see all the borders and stuff anymore. Yeah, besides that, that's probably what I'm gonna end up doing. What about you? Who else is left?
Me and Walker.
Yeah, go ahead, James.
Okay. Hey. Final Fantasy VII. RE3 Remake. Twitch.tv/PeopleIhate Studios. Nothing on YouTube.com/PeopleIhate Studios. But the live streams will be there.
Thanks.
Yeah, this sucks.
You can
You
do
doing
more
Animal Crossing
Crossing
this week? Yeah.
See, it's not Bunny Day. I might do.
Yeah, there's a
once-
successful stream today. Might want to try it again.
I did, yeah. I might do at least once a week, do like a community Animal Crossing day where I just play with a bunch of I just go to visit other people's islands. I think that would be cool.
That could be dope.
That would be that'd be
'Cause
pretty neat.
let me tell you, that's what I did today, and I had a blast.
Well, that's really cool.
Do that. Other than that, I mean, I don't know. Go to twitter.com/PeopleIhate or at PeopleIhate10 on Twitter. You could see maybe what I'm doing or what I'm retweeting. I retweet some weird stuff.
I like it.
Walker, go.
For myself, Captain Geach 15 on all the socials. Final Fantasy VII. We'll be definitely diving back into that.
Final
Arc.
Fantasy VII.
Hopefully, we all can get on Arc so we can finally progress that story a little more and beat Ragnarok with
We're close.
the whatever they're
Mhm.
called, the artifacts. That we only have to.
Close
We
to
have to,
starting the bosses.
yeah. We do have to go back to the one. I think all of us are missing like one artifact from the outside of the desert cave, and then once that, we go to the desert cave, and then we have ourselves a hell of a time getting all those. So, but other than that,
Yeah.
though, that's something I definitely want to do to kind of be able to progress that story since we kind of invested so much time into it. Something I just don't want to stop. I want to be able to use that and kind of keep going with it as much as possible on top of Final Fantasy VII, and then whatever random multiplayer games that we'll throw in there throughout the week. Don't really stream those. Those are more just for our leisure and our pleasure. But
Yeah.
I'll be playing those, and then I always, like I said, Captain Geach 15 on everything. And for us at the Level Unlock Podcast, you can find us on all the socials, Level Unlock Podcast, as well as levelunlockpodcast@gmail.com. You can email us, love us, like us, give us some ideas. And on Twitter, make sure you follow us at what, James?
LVL Unlocked Pod. That's LVL Unlocked Pod.
That sweet serenading, beautiful
Dipshit.
voice right there. And if you do want to become a part of the Unlocked Nation, you can at patreon.com/levelunlockedpodcast. different tiers, different special features. Hit us up, let us know, as well as we will see you here bright and early, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time
Yes,
next
bright and
week.
Bright and early for
People on the other side of the
No
world.
one. Yeah, true. We got people all over the world.
So appreciate you guys hanging out. I love you. We thank you, and we will see you guys next
Love you
week.
too, Walker.
Love you.
Yeah. See you guys next week.
Have a good night, guys.
Bye.
Have a good night. Y'all have a good one.
That came out weird. Whatever. I just roll with it. I didn't know how to transition from it, so I'm just like, well, fuck. Too late now.